It's also illegal too, I think, right? In the U.S.
Y'all always
That's so
criminalize
weird.
it. First
Right.
hippos, now erotic
If men
massage
had
is enough.
pussy would be on the stock market, okay?
Oh, of
They
course.
just trying to make it illegal for us to slang it. Like, let's be serious, okay? I can give it away for free. I can give it away for free to everybody, but the second I say put a little money on the table,
Just a little dollar.
then it's a problem.
Look, a 20.
No.
Maybe a 50. Ridiculous.
You got more than $50 pussy, though. But
I got. I hope so. Right.
Fly, fly, oh to be a fly. Fly, fly, come and be a fly on the wall.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. Going live in 3, 2. I'll clap for it with Daniel.
Oh,
1.
1 second. I'm still chewing a minute.
No, you good?
All right.
Oh yeah, I'll wait.
Take your time.
No, I'm chewing. It's swallowing. I'm swallowing. Okay, it's gone.
Daniel, just
Daniel,
don't cut this.
Don't
Just
cut
keep
this,
all
please.
of this. Don't cut this.
Cut this.
Y'all ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello there. Our house is a mess. Get your ass in here. Welcome to Fly on the Wildin' Podcast. It's a show about relationships, about parenting, and recording it all for the world to see. I'm your neighborhood friendly black girl, Amber.
I'm Ban.
And today we are in for a very, very special treat. I think y'all can see the bad bitch to my right now. But please welcome to the mic today, actress, comedian, and host of the award-winning podcast, Scam Goddess. Please welcome to the show, Laci Mosley.
Hey.
I'm so happy to be here. Y'all look so good.
Thank you. Shout out to Taylor.
Even a sock moment. Okay.
Oh yeah, I got books. Speaking of books, I got books on my socks, and you're like also a published author. You didn't add that in there. As well,
I'm gonna get to that.
That was disrespectful.
First of all,
So
I
Mike-
didn't approve those socks.
Okay, don't call
Those
my
socks
sis
were not approved.
disrespectful.
Right. Lacey's already got
We
my
will
back.
fight you.
People will fight
But
me.
I was standing up for you because
So?
she
Yeah,
didn't
that
call
don't
you.
matter. That
It doesn't matter.
We're gang.
gang in the
So-
building. Ben, you have
I
tried
love you,
this so
Ben,
many
but-
times.
It's like that meme where they were like, if there's a race war and I have to shoot Tony Hawk, and it's like the crying.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we love our unproblematic
Snipes meme.
fave, Tony
Yes,
Hawk.
we love you. I talked about you on my podcast, Ben. I was like, that's a good one. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm
But you can't
days.
give him too much to
Okay,
his
okay,
face, you know,
well,
to his
okay.
face. But you're a good
He
one.
gonna hear it though. It's on wax.
Ben has been binging Scam Goddess
I have.
nonstop
I actually
in our home.
I also would have put educator on here as well because something I realized is because I was like, oh, you're funny, but I was like, I'm being educated listening to this, and in my mind I was like, every single fucking boomer needs to listen to your podcast because my dad has been scammed by the shit you're talking about. Like it's actually like pretty like heartwarming, your podcast. It's funny, but I was like, oh, this is fucking educational. And that sort of like took me by surprise because you are such like a character. You're funny. You're an actress. You're a comedian. So I was like, oh, I'm learning shit. So I thought that was good. My dad, man,
so you make the people laugh and make the people think.
Yeah, my dad got scammed, and it like someone called, and it because you talk a lot on your show about desperation and timeliness as well. So you sort of give all these like markers. So anyway, my dad should, if he listened to your podcast, he might have not been scammed.
Well, you also can call your dad and tell him what you learned.
I did, yeah, I could. I don't know if he'll listen though, you know.
Yeah, that age group. I mean, the thing is like everything is cyclical, and I had to learn that. Like one time I came home, I'm not gonna snitch too much on my family. I'm black, you know what I mean? But during the 2016 election, I came home and there was a Mike Bloomberg sign in my lawn, and I ripped it out of my lawn. And I was like, I walked in the house, I was like fresh off the plane with my suitcase, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, who put this outside?
And they were like, look, we just trying to vote for the white man Democrat that's going to keep shit from getting crazy. And I was like, no, you know what you're talking about. Hillary's going to win.
That didn't age well. Those are the clips that just didn't age well.
No,
Because we all really thought it was a joke. I remember when Trump first started running, I was like, oh, this is so funny. Like, how camp that he's running.
Right, so goofy. I honestly blame... A lot of people blame the 2007 the writer's strike that happened like right before that because The Apprentice was going to go off the air.
Right.
And then during the writer's strike, because it's unscripted, they made the Celebrity Apprentice. And
Of course.
that blew up. And then Trump was very much in the zeitgeist, and it kind of ingratiated him with people. They were like, he's a good businessman. He's
It's like a
money.
new generation of
Yeah.
viewers and stuff like that. So we can all actually just blame the writer's strike for the presidential election.
I love you, WGA.
That makes right.
I'm about
They're
to
gonna be
join.
like, Laci on the mic, huh? Laci, I have a question.
Yeah.
Switching gears for a moment. So you're a Texas girl,
Yes.
okay? So how are you personally feeling about Beyonce entering her country era?
So I'm a girl of daddy lessons.
Yes.
You know, like I love that song. Some people were like, ooh, no. I loved it.
I loved it too.
Yeah. And I'm really excited for this. Like I'm actually about to change my hair and get my big Texas hair back because
Yes.
when Beyonce does something, I do it too.
I do it too.
You
You
know what
remember
I
when she
mean?
told us to leave our men? I was like, Ben, count your days. And then she figured it out. She stayed with her.
Right.
So we were like, wait a minute.
Yes. Remember when she had all them kids? I thought about having kids.
Right.
Yeah. And then I was like, I don't want unemployed people in my house, you know.
Exactly.
Right now. But I know y'all have a beautiful child.
And
Wow.
she's employed. At
But
this,
she
at
doesn't.
this point,
She does. We do have to pay her. for
we
those-
have to pay
those
her out.
ads
For the-
and
for the
such.
pull-ups ads
Yeah,
and
the
things.
pull-up ads.
Right.
The baby dove. Yeah. So if you have a kid, just make the kid sure the kid is cute and you monetize.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cute child. You
Of
have
course,
a very cute child.
your baby would be
But
gorgeous.
yeah, it's such a moment, and we're calling it country.
Yes.
Tree.
Cunt is in. White
Women.
ladies. White lady
Don't be
listeners
scared,
out there.
white ladies.
All three of y'all.
It
Cunt
doesn't-
is in.
It doesn't mean the same thing it did when you were in girls' school, okay? I promise. But yeah, no, I'm living for it, and it's her roots. And I also, I really love that she's reclaiming music that was originated by Black people.
That's right.
Like, country music came from blues, so, like, Black folks. And so did house music.
Of course.
And they've been co-opted and white. That's what happens. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
so wild about Black people is, like, everybody hates us, but then they be behind the bush like, what y'all over there doing?
Yeah. What can
Yeah,
we take?
get your friends
Yeah.
from behind the bush together.
No, I mean that's what we do. We're good at. It's like negging, right? It's like we're
What'd you
gonna
call me?
negging.
Spell it.
Negging.
Spell it.
Negging.
What does that mean?
So basically, I've been reading about pickup artists, but basically, negging is when you compliment someone but also degrade them at the same
Yeah.
time. So like all of white America has been negging like Black culture since like the beginning of time. Usually, when men do it to like pick up a woman, it's like, oh yeah, you got makeup on. You did your makeup right. You don't look like a clown anymore, or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like
so when does the compliment part come in from them?
like
He said you did your makeup right. That's the compliment.
No,
And
no.
then- but
I
then-
recognize in the example you gave, I'm
So the
saying
compliment is that
how
I'm
is white
stealing the
America
music.
giving us a compliment?
No,
Oh,
the
stealing of
compliment is the
music.
stealing of
The
the
theft.
music. Yeah, the thievery. It's like, this is so good, we're gonna take it. Like Elvis Presley stealing rock and roll, right?
Got
For example,
you.
Big Mama
We're-
Thornton,
yeah,
Hound Dog. You know,
all of this, right?
Mm.
We're gonna steal this. We're gonna make it our own and pretend that. And then the new shit that you come up with, like hip hop, we're gonna say, oh, that's evil. But then,
but you're gonna try to rise to fame from it.
Yes,
that gets
exactly.
so annoying to me. And like you see it with like Justin Timberlake, Miley Cyrus, Post Malone. It's like they got their fame from
Doing
Black
that.
people,
Like,
let me wear it like a
exalting
costume.
them.
Yep.
And then as soon
Co-signing.
as they got where they wanted to be, they were like, that stuff was so. Ugh.
yeah,
I'm
Yes.
doing real things.
We were
now.
all
And
mouth
it's like,
agape when Miley was like, it's hip hop is really disrespectful to women, so that's why I got over it. I outgrew it.
But like
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like you rose up with it, and also it's not all a monolith.
Right.
It's not all disrespectful to women. So
but also like all the classical artists, Mozart was a fucking player. Beethoven, these people were terrible. Fucking
Mozart was a player.
yeah,
I
Mozart
didn't
was
read that
awful.
chapter.
oh, I bet Mozart was getting bitches.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
and-
sure he was.
And also,
awful.
like, women
I
were
was just
not
on
allowed to
Queens.
play and like certain instruments.
Oh,
Like
I can
classical
see that.
music is just as shitty to women as everything
that
else.
whole chair
Yeah.
situation, first chair, second chair. There's so many
Oh.
politics. Everybody has
Or-
their own little cult within the thing that they do.
Y'all
Yeah,
know
and-
my Georgia public school education is showing. I'm
But
like,
also, like,
oh.
even when you listen to the operas, they're terribly misogynistic. So this idea that hip hop as a musicality is exceptionally terrible to women, it tells me that this person doesn't understand the history of music, like myself.
And
Like
also,
us, of
it's
course,
it's
not like you.
steeped in racism because it's like, let's look at rock and roll. Okay, Buck Cherry, Like, you
Who's that?
crazy bitch, but you fuck so good, I'm on top of it. Like, that's
that's a great
or like,
line.
she's my cherry pie.
Right.
That's not.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah. That's
That's
not exactly
not, like,
exalting women.
Yeah, it's not saying
Yeah.
she's my queen. Like,
But to be fair, that wouldn't have hit as hard.
no.
No,
I want to be
yeah.
somebody's cherry pie.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears for a second. Laci,
I'd eat your
Wait.
cherry pie.
me or Laci's?
Your cherry pie.
Oh, okay. Now
Your
Laci look
cherry
good
pie.
now.
I'd eat, yeah.
I was like, it's a hot mic.
With like
now.
a whipped cream on it and some ice cream.
Laci,
Oh Lord.
Laci,
Amber
please-
tried to eat a popsicle while sucking my dick once, and
Okay.
it was the worst fucking thing in the world. Now,
I appreciate the ingenuity though.
But-
They say
right.
the ice trick, right? And you were
It's-
like,
I
I'm
tried-
taking it up a notch.
I read Cosmopolitan and I was like, oh, Ice Cube.
Cosmopolitan had the girls
Hold
down
my beer.
bad back in
Down
the day. They
so
were
bad.
like, yeah, what men really like is you get some marbles and put them in your mouth
Yeah,
and roll them
They're
around.
like, yeah. You just like take a shot of Listerine and witch hazel,
And they gonna be
get on his
sweet.
dick all night. And you're like, I mean, I'll try that shit out. Why not? Like, we bored over here.
Yes, Cosmo had. I wish we had the magazines back, like in print,
The
because that
slicks.
was
Like a
so
black
problematic.
Cosmopolitan that we can create.
Yes,
We're doing our best with our, family, not so family friendly podcast right here. We're one listener at a time. We're converting. Speaking of crazy shit,
I'm sorry.
I want Laci. We're gonna play a
yeah,
little
we'll
game.
play a little
Okay.
game.
Okay, so what I have behind my back here that was probably, we have a sign that has my face and has Ben's face. We have been playing this at the live shows and we want to start doing it with each guest. I'm going to ask you a series of 3 questions and you're going to hold up or share. I mean, I guess I don't need the sign because you're right here, but
No,
it's
no,
a
I
fun
want the sign. I like a moment.
It's a fun visual
I'm
effect.
gonna hold
It's
it
a
down
moment.
here so nobody can see it in the frame.
So
okay?
no one can see it. It's just gonna be your little secret. We're gonna read 3 questions, and you're gonna guess who in the relationship did the thing.
Okay.
Are we ready? Guess who sobbed during a grueling hike uphill in Thailand? There was a grueling hike.
Ooh, a grueling hike uphill.
And someone sobbed. Me, I am the crybaby. I do cry at most Pixar films and all the Studio Ghibli films, but no, that's Amber.
That was me. So
Yeah.
for the listeners only, Laci held up Ben. That was me. I cry. I'm not a hiking girl.
I thought it was you, but for some reason I just didn't want to be insulting.
No, insult me. Do you like to hike, Laci?
I do.
See, when we moved here, I was like, damn, I can't just keep hating hikes no more. Because like every other
Yeah.
weekend,
Yeah, it's a
people are
hangout.
asking. Yes, people love to
Let's
hike
go to
here.
Griffith. And there's points where it is like treacherous. One
Yeah.
time I was
Deadly.
doing it during the pandemic and like that was when nature was healing. And I was like, I got to the top of Griffith and I was like seeing the sunset and listening to Beyonce and I was like, oh, this is great. But then I didn't realize like, oh, fuck the sunset. Like I got to go down. So I'm going down at dusk
At
and then
night, yeah.
some, either they was hyenas or wolves.
The coyotes.
I don't think hyenas are in
Okay.
Southern California, Laci.
Or they could have been
could have
deer.
made their way,
They,
right.
A pack of something from the Lion King was like coming up out of the brush.
Meerkats
and I had
and
to like
warthogs.
hide because I can't imagine a more embarrassing death than like Laci Mosley died by hyena or
Yes.
like,
P22.
by wolf.
And your
Remember
whole family
P22?
would have just completely clowned your ass.
P22 is like the very famous cougar.
Yeah, he died.
He died. He passed
I
away.
would like to be mauled by a famous cougar.
Yeah, I guess if a famous cougar mauled me, then I'd be more pressed. That might be more cute.
It
I
hit
don't
different.
know.
It hits different.
In
It's like
LA,
2 worlds
right?
colliding. Two
But I
different fan
hid.
bases.
I couldn't really tell real good. I just had to let them pass. I was just like hiding behind a rock, like yeah.
Listen,
so.
I've had some close encounters with coyotes since I've been here, and I was like, so is nobody going to do anything about this? Like, you know how you
No.
see some illegal activity, and you're like, so we're just going to all let this fly?
Not you criminalizing coyotes. They were there first.
Have you seen Bugs Bunny? Not as Roadrunner and Wile E.
Yes.
Coyote. They've had it coming for a very long time.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's other animals we need to be bullying, like hippos. They had such a great
did they
marketing
do?
campaign. Hippos are murderers.
Yeah, they kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
There are people who get into their tubs and want to hang out.
The tubs.
I don't
Yeah.
like people in my
Water,
tub either.
like the water
The
that
water.
we
That's
live
them
in.
having a bath.
No, they kill people for sport. They don't even eat them. I respect
People
you more. if
sometimes
you
need
ate
to
me.
die.
But if you just killed me and then you just walk away, like what? Why you do that?
Some people need to die.
Some people
By-
do need to die.
by hippo.
But hippos, and then they can swim. They're like underwater Michael Phelps, but they thick as fuck. And they just
So it's a
swim
crime
off
to swim?
Wait, have you
We
seen
should
a hippo in
criminalize
the
them?
wild? Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I've
Where-
also watched a lot of National Geographic. They can walk on the bottom of the water
yeah,
and they
yeah.
can swim
Why
really
should that
fast.
be criminalized?
Because
they're
they eating us. They beat, and then you know what? They're not eating us. That's the rude part. They're just killing
They're
us.
we're a coyote, are scavengers. They could eat us and bring us back and poop us out and fertilize
And
the
they were part
earth.
of
This should be a petition. Stop hippo deaths.
Well, honestly,
Unnecessary
just
deaths.
stop like all the positive hippo campaigns.
Stop
Like,
the
they're
positive
bad.
hippo campaign. I got you. I got another question for you. Who left their own wedding to crash another wedding? So this means the night of our wedding, someone walked away and went to another wedding. Who was that?
No.
Laci's holding up Amber's face, and that is incorrect.
No, that was me. So
I am gonna get all of these wrong.
Yeah, no,
We'll
it's
have
good.
one more.
This
Because
is
I
good.
thought it was you. You know what it is? It's like I just want you guys to like me.
We love you. What do you
I could
mean?
read you down, but I was
Oh
like,
no! Please
read
read
us
us down.
down.
We like being read down.
Why, okay, why did you think it was me?
I actually didn't think it was you. I thought it was Ben.
Okay, why did you think it was Ben?
Because that just seems like something he would do as a people pleaser.
To leave our wedding?
Go
Yeah.
to somebody else's wedding because he got to make an appearance.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that you said that. Ben, why don't you explain why you left
So-
our wedding the night of? You came back eventually.
I did.
Thank God. We had
I
to cut
did.
the
So
cake and
I
shit.
have this uncle who's a well-known architect, and he's like obsessed with.
He's
like, his-
obsessed as well. But we'll get there.
He's sort of a silver fox. He's like super hot and like he's like 65 and
This your uncle.
drinks. Yeah.
You're on the mic. Just
I
on
know,
the
but
mic.
he's just like he knows it too. So
Yeah, he's
we were drinking. I was hanging out with him, and our wedding was next to this really famous home that he had been studying. We were in Chicago, and he's like, I need to try to break into this home, and so we walk down the street. I leave my wedding, and there was a wedding in this other venue. So we go through. He's like, oh, the servant quarters are in the back because he knew all the structure of this building. So we go in the back. We go through, and we jump on a conga line. We do a shot, and it's a whole other wedding. So we crash this wedding. We're dancing, and I was like, yo, I got to get back to my own wedding.
To
He's
my
like,
own
yeah.
wedding.
So me and my drunk uncle crashed the wedding because I am a people pleaser, and I didn't want him to get arrested because he had gotten arrested before. Like I think he was drunk driving with my like sister one time and my other cousin. He's sort of like the uncle who's really smart.
like the fun uncle.
The fun
One
uncle.
like the black sheep uncle.
Yeah, like
With the
I think
fun
he married someone who was like 30 years younger than him. Had one kid.
Not
But
cute.
he's very funny.
So
I can
funny.
tell.
So funny
This
that
is
he
very
decided to
goofy.
leave our wedding for about 30 to 40 minutes. And I was like, where's my husband? Is this
I
how
needed-
marriage works? You
I
say
needed
yes and they
I needed a
disappear?
break from you. You were
On the night of our wedding?
I know that's the most time anybody needs a break from anybody is the night of their wedding because it's so stressful.
I will say that because
Fair.
they always say you never eat at your wedding.
Yeah.
I
Oh, that
throw
was not
birthday
us.
parties called the 4th of July, and they're like my weddings. And then I just talk to people the whole time, and I don't actually enjoy the party.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Everyone
why
else
do you
does.
keep throwing it?
It's a little bit of a scam. You rent out a LA mansion, tell the girls I'm cunt, and like
Yeah.
everyone feels the love and they're reminded that
Except
I'm
for you.
their mother. No, the last time
you
I
are
did
mother.
it was like a great house, and I was like, I'm gonna get in the pool and I'm gonna swim and I'm gonna have fun, and I did. But it is like everyone comes to the party and they're trying to find you to say like happy birthday, hello. So then it's like
course,
you don't really get to
respect.
like kick it because everybody's like hey hi, and I'm like yeah hi. We trying to like can
Y'all
I
heard
eat?
that. So this year at Laci's party, don't nobody say anything
Oh, I know
Actually,
party
to
this
her.
year. I'm going to Amagiri.
Oh.
What's that?
It's a spot. They have them in Utah, and like you haven't heard of Amagiri?
No.
No, what is this? I like spas too.
I love having
I'm giving myself
friends.
away because
I love having rich friends.
Rich
I
friends
was
before
trying
you own.
to. I was trying to cosplay just like regular, like I'm not gonna
This
tell y'all
is
what
not-
my
but that's
clothes
This
what-
is
cost.
peak rich, bitch.
Yeah, this is what the
This
regular.
is quiet.
If you can kind of almost see my titty, that's telling.
That's
you. I
daddy.
need some money.
No, this is daddy
This is
right
daddy.
here.
No, this
energy.
is like for the people. This is quiet. It's very quiet luxury. But so Amagiri is a spa. It's like the one I want to go to in Utah. It's just like look it up. It's just so decadent and rich and it's like $5,000 a night. It's like,
oh my
and you're
gosh,
like isolated in this place. Like it's just beautiful, and I want to.
I mean, that's probably as much it would cost to throw a party in like a mansion.
Oh
right?
yeah, renting a mansion in LA for a party is very difficult.
of course.
It's gonna run you. I'm not gonna say. I've said too much.
So you're being a little bit more frugal with the
you're being
excursion this year. What is it called? Almond
Almond-Gary.
Almond-Gary.
I love both of you pronouncing it.
Almond-Gary.
I'm gonna show you after. I'm gonna pull it up on TikTok. You're gonna see it's like really.
Is my jaw gonna
good.
drop?
It's so beautiful. Honestly, I don't know, because it's not like Wonderland. It's just like everything is like serene and calm and quiet, and then you get spa treatments and you eat and you have like, and you're in like the fucking rock. I don't know what to call that climate, like the rocks of Utah. I don't know, but it's cute.
Caves, caverns.
Yeah, pretty.
I wanna be
something
in the rocks in the
It sounds
hole.
very different than like the Thai massage parlor that I go to.
Yeah,
down
Ben
the
got like a
street.
$40 foot massage the other day.
And you hear everybody moaning on like. There's curtains separating between you.
Right, it's a curtain. I'm very bougie about massages. However, there is one place that I will go to in an emergency where I'm like, I need to get touched. And I have a girl there and she's great. But then she wasn't there one time. And so I went to a place across the street.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand until after I left and looked at it on Yelp. It was an erotic massage because I was like, why
Oh,
does
a
this
little
woman
happy
just
ending.
keep getting so close to my coochie, like, and they rub me like up to here, but then I was like, wait,
yeah,
wait.
you're like, I'm being fingered right now.
I was like,
Wait,
is there a camera?
Is it actually labeled an erotic massage?
Yes, on Yelp. I'll show you.
Have you ever paid for sex?
No.
Okay.
How was
That's
the massage
free.
though?
It was great.
Like if you would have at least gone in knowing that the erotic massage, because you see horn dogs over here. We over here and we're intrigued.
Well, I'm thinking
people
like,
were moaning,
is
like
that
around. I was like,
would that be like paying? Is that like paying a sex worker?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that is almost like sex work, almost.
It is.
Right?
No, it definitely is. It's not even almost. It definitely is.
Rate that pussy massage out of 10.
She didn't really get to the coochie. Like she just kept.
I think that would be so jarring, especially if you didn't expect it. I'd be like, no.
No, I enjoy every I think the only other time that I was close to probably getting a happy ending and I didn't even know it, I was in Mexico and I had like this it was like you could buy like a hour and a half. No, that's 90 minutes. It was like 200 minutes massage, and so it included like a body scrub and then you get in the shower and it was really beautiful. We were at this resort. So I remember I was like, she was like scrubbing me and I was like, oh, she's scrubbing me real close to the things, but I was like, she's just scrubbing. So then the shower's in the room. So I go to get in the shower and why does she so she had a towel for me, right? The shower's a clear glass door. I'm like rinsing off all the scrub stuff. Why she holding the towel like this? Like this is where the towel is. And she like, and I'm like, ma'am, I thought you were holding it up for my privacy. Like, why you just like?
Yeah, you're looking at everything.
You're looking at me. And
like over a stall energy almost.
Yeah, but it's like, because when you get a massage, like when they turn you over and you're naked, they'll hold up the thing and be like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
But she was holding it up
She's
like,
I'm trying to see everything. It's almost like a puppet show up there. Like, what was she doing?
But yeah, like she was rubbing all up in my booty crack. So yeah, some people I could tell when. I guess I could have let it happen, but just not my thing.
Yeah.
You get them nasty massages.
It's also illegal too, I think, right? In the U.S.
Y'all always
That's
criminalize it. First
right.
hippos, now erotic
Men
massages.
had
Enough.
pussy would be on the stock market, okay?
Oh, of
They
course.
just trying to make it illegal for us to slang it. Like, let's be serious, okay? I can give it away for free. I can give it away for free to everybody, but the second I say put a little money on the table,
Just a little dollar.
then it's a problem.
Look, a 20.
No.
Maybe a 50. Ridiculous.
You got more than $50 pussy though. But
I hope so. Right. I'm gonna. You need to come up with a number. We'll announce that at the end of the show. This is the last one. Who has so much weed one night, like smoked so much weed, drank so much weed, whatever, that they thought they were going to die in a call the ambulance situation? Laci has held up Ben's face.
That is incorrect. That is Amber.
Laci,
we're
I
a
want
mystery.
Laci to
We chose-
explain her thinking now.
This
week we chose good questions.
So I didn't choose you, Amber, because you have a septum piercing. I just think you should know how to handle your
Very,
weed.
very bisexual.
So now, yes. Well, yes. It's me as a bisexual who's probably saying bye to the bi. Because y'all done did it for me. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But then I started dating studs and I was like, oh, this is worse.
Let's just be gay now. Yeah. Oh, no. Studs will have you.
I was
back.
like, I just thought you'd be able to handle your weed. And I thought Ben might be like trying to keep up and then he might cry and die.
Lacey, can I explain myself just for 2 seconds?
So you got overconfident, clearly.
This is what happened. I have a friend who used to sell weed sugar. Okay, so he would infuse sugar with marijuana.
I've heard of weed butter, but weed sugar.
So he says to me, he's like, when you have your coffee in the morning, you can just put a teaspoon in a cup of coffee. So one night I was like, I'm gonna make a batch of dank lemonade. I'm gonna make weed lemonade. So I was thinking to myself, if 1 tablespoon was for the coffee cup, I'm sure I should use a cup for the lemonade.
That's not how ratios work,
You started doing
Amber.
girl math.
Yeah. That's what. So when I make my lemonade, I do it like the black people.
Wait, hold
3
up.
cups of sugar.
You said
That's girl math.
Girl math. What is this? I've never heard this.
You never heard of girl math?
It just sounds
Break it down, Lacey.
so.
So like girl math is like what you do and think so you can make things make sense that probably don't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, I got a cart of clothes and it's $400, but they 20% off. Like, so that's fine.
It's like it's free shipping in my cart once I hit $100.
So I gotta hit $100.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm not gonna get the free shipping. So I need to pay $100. Now, was I buying one item before and it probably would have added up to like $40? Sure, but I want the free shipping.
I want the free shipping.
I'm gonna get over $100. Girl math.
What? I mean, what? How much sugar would you have put in a pitcher of lemonade? If 1 tablespoon was for a cup of coffee.
You're giving me like
I did 2 cups of regular sugar and 1 full cup of weed infused sugar.
No, ma'am.
So
And
think
I was
how
seeing
many
stars.
So
I was
you made a
fully
picture.
horizontal
How
in
much,
the kitchen.
Amber? How much cups were in that picture? Probably about like 6 cups.
Probably about 6 to 8.
Yeah,
6
what
to
kind
8.
of container are we talking about?
like a
like
nice
a little
carafe?
pitcher, a little a carafe, probably about 6 cups.
Why do y'all say carafe like that?
Carafe? I don't know.
A carafe.
Because
I kind of like it. I'm gonna steal it.
No, it's like
A
French.
A
Like
carafe.
in
I
I turned
Paris.
this into a church fan.
In
Yes,
Paris, when you
I
say
love it.
carafe d'eau, carafe d'eau,
Carafe.
d'eau.
Yeah.
Parlez-vous le français?
Yeah.
Je m'appelle Laci. That's all I got.
Oh, I mean that.
Lacey be speaking the languages. You remember the other night where we were at the premiere and you just started speaking Japanese?
Oh,
Like unprompted.
I was like, irashae. Omaeso. Okaneshimasu.
I was like,
I know enough to get around. I'm a scammer. You got to know a little bit of everything.
Just a little bit
taste.
of every
Just a little
language.
taste.
I was like, oh shit, this bitch is a riot.
so-
I love this.
So your high ass, a cup. I think of a cup, and that would be 6 little teaspoons. That would have been like that much of a cup. So you put that much. So you put about close to 6,
She
7.
didn't know she was supposed to be being a chemist.
Right. I was
Listen,
near death.
Ratios is 6th grade math. And that's what I was.
Lacey just said it's girl math. You know
Yeah.
what? Let's get into our segments. I'll get it to you later. The first segment of our show is called Hashtag Influenced.
It's time for the hashtag influence.
Hashtag influence.
So this is the segment of the show where we talk about what's hot on the internet, viral moments. Why don't you tell us about a time you've gone super viral? We know you do your Black Lady sketch show. You do your iCarly. So tell us a time when you were like, oh, the digital space is like popping off. Maybe good, maybe bad. We'll take anything.
Yeah, I mean, the first time that I like went viral, because like I'm a comedian, so you go viral on Twitter, like you don't really care until the shade room picks it up and he's like, please don't send these people over here to me. We're having fun. You're mean.
We're having fun. This is like a playground of bullies. That's what the
right.
shade
That's
room
what they
is.
are. But The first time I really went viral, like news-wise, was when I joined iCarly. And it wasn't like initially, like when they did the Deadline article, which if you're not in the industry, it's just like a trade that they announced when TV shows are coming out or new people on the cast or whatever. And they did an article, but they didn't have our photos in it, right? So I only got one DM after that, and it was like, "You're gonna ruin iCarly, you." Can I say the hard R?
Yeah, sure.
They were like, "You're gonna ruin iCarly, you nigger." And I was like, what? But then also I clicked on the profile because it was a woman from Brazil. Y'all know I'm beefing with y'all still. And
All of Brazil, yes.
all of Brazil, they know. And she had thick lips and she looked like me. I'm like, we both niggers. What you mean?
What you mean?
What you saying?
She hates herself too, if it helps.
Yeah. So I was like,
Wow.
thinking at the time, I was like, okay, it's not gonna be that bad. This is just whatever. So
It's a
then
one-off.
I asked the worst person to ask this question. And not because he's a bad person or anything like that. It's just like, how would he know? I asked Jerry Trainer, a tall, charismatic white man with a full head of hair. I asked him, are y'all's fans racist? Because he had told me he went to Brazil. And he was like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. How would he know?
Yeah.
I love him. How would he know?
How would he know?
And so
They don't know.
that happened, and then once we released like the show date, they had photos, and so once the photos happened, that's when everybody was just like calling me nigger nonstop, like every version of the N-word, monkey emojis, you name it, whatever.
Because they
And
thought you were replacing
were
Jeanette
they-
McCurdy's
yeah, I don't
character,
even
which
say
you
her
were not.
name.
Right.
I don't know her.
Got
And
you.
so I was unfortunately 5 vineyards deep in Sonoma when my phone started exploding. And so I made an Instagram story, and I was like seeing all this stuff, and I was with my friends, thank God. And I was like, if you're gonna call me the N-word, if you're gonna whatever, I'm gonna block you. You'll never see me again. I don't know what else the fuck I said.
Yeah.
But then it ended up on TMZ. And then my mom's calling me, why are you cursing on TMZ? I
Of
don't-
course.
And then it just kind of went everywhere, and it was really depressing. I got doxxed. I had to move. I got the LAPD celebrity hotline, which is the only police I would call because I feel like they won't shoot me.
Yeah.
The rest of them, they shoot
Yeah,
me.
Wait, there's
the
a
rest of them.
celebrity
Like, I
hotline
get there and I'm like, someone
specifically.
broke in. They're going to be like, her.
Yeah.
It's her.
Like,
It's her.
yeah.
Even though all of her stuff is in here.
Right.
But let's it's her.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's a celebrity hotline.
Okay, that's awesome. And they get there faster apparently,
I
or
think so.
have you had to call them?
I haven't had to call them, but I still have the number. But there is a
Okay, and it's
celebrity
like
hotline.
saved on speed dial, ready for
yeah,
the shit
that's
pops
horrible.
off.
Yeah, I'm not calling the regular LAPD. That's
No,
No,
that,
no.
no.
You
I'll
want me
be
to
dead.
call my hitman?
I'll be right.
No,
Where I'm at? That's
no,
crazy.
no.
Lacey, how did you even get to a point where you were comfortable checking your phone again after that? Because the trauma of that had to be like, I'm not like, why I can't even go to set tomorrow. Like no other cast member is experiencing what I'm experiencing.
Well, to bring back Jerry, like he was the one who reported it to the network because I was just trying to thug it out,
Yeah.
and it just kept getting worse and worse. And so he reported it to the network, and that's when the network was like, "Okay, you've been doxxed," and like that they gave me the hotline and stuff. So he was really sweet, and I love him so much. And I got to the point where like I did turn my Google alerts on just because like I was blindsided by this, and
Yeah.
so I just wanted to be more prepared if like my phone starts pinging off before it's just blowing up. I may turn them back off now because my publicist can do that. At the time when this all started, I didn't have a publicist. Shout out to Jordan. But now she's got them on me, so I don't need to look at it anymore. And so I think I'm gonna just step away from that space. But it was very difficult to get back online, and I ended up doing like just like a lot of press, a lot of interviews, and everyone wanted to talk about it. And at the time, I was really traumatized. We were still shooting. So the job, amazing, so much fun. And then one day I came in and I was like really trying to act normal. I'm very much like, something bad happened, I'm just act like it didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, you're so professional. Yeah.
And so I'm at work, and then I realized my chest is getting really tight, and we're done rehearsing. So I'm like, the stage doors are really like thick and big, and so I'm trying to like sneak out of the stage door. And Joey, one of our stand-ins, saw me and was like, "Something's wrong with Laci." I'm like collapsed on the studio lot.
Wow.
And then I was like, but I was trying to get back to my trailer and just hide. And so they sent a medic to my trailer and like oxygen. And then I was in my trailer, and I remember I was apologizing to Miranda, my showrunner, a few other people were in my trailer.
Just
And
even when you were
I was
in
like,
a
I'm so
space
sorry. Like,
where
I'll be,
you were
yeah.
completely the victim, and medically there's something wrong with you, you're still apologizing.
I was like, I'll be good after lunch. Like, I swear. Like, they gave me some oxygen. They took my blood pressure. I was like chilling for a bit, and then I was fine. Like, I was fine, but I realized it was because I was like not dealing with it. But yeah, so that's my personality in a nutshell. It's like I'm collapsed, and I'm like, no, don't take me to the ER. We got one more scene.
That's the black girl in us. That's
Yeah.
the black, like rip the IV out my arm, like
I've
because
literally
I
done
got
that,
to be
yeah.
on set.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had an asthma attack on a shoot once, and I told them I was allergic to the trees, cedar trees, and they were like doing all these takes that weren't necessary for me to be there because the camera wasn't on me. But they told me it was only going to be necessary takes. Ciao. I collapsed in the pass van, and then they were like, oh, okay, well, we'll take you to the hospital. And I was like, I'm not coming back out here for a reshoot. So I was like, you get 3 takes. And then, shout out to Bernard David Jones, because we were in a ditch and like talking to Ron Funches, and between the 3 takes that I gave them, I would like kind of fall on him, and then when we were rolling again, he would like prop me back up.
Just wow.
Damn.
You out here.
So you were
doing-
like a badass motherfucker. Like you just
I wasn't going back there.
hustle through. Damn.
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessarily the way to live your life. But I'm learning that through
With that
therapy.
being said, don't do anything that I did. What is your relationship to the internet now? Because of course we've gone viral before. I've gone viral before.
Yeah, you have.
But it's like,
lot.
and we've definitely gotten some hate, sure, of course, because I've been called every kind of bed wench, sellout you can think of.
Ooh.
But I have not been
I've been
doxxed.
called a wonderful man. who's
Right, he must be so
open
down.
and
Uplifting the black
uplifting
Yeah,
the
yeah,
black
yeah. He's so
community.
open-minded.
A white MLK?
Right. Look at our king. Look at our white king. And meanwhile,
Martin
I'm
Luther
invited-
KKK?
it's literally.
I'm sorry. It was
That
right
is
there.
fucking
It was right there.
hilarious.
It was right there. I'm so sorry.
That was so good.
But I'm not calling you a racist. It was just a joke.
No,
It was right there.
I think every
Somebody's
white
got to call him
person
it. Because
is a
my God,
racist
I'm the
to
only one
some
getting the heat.
Yeah.
yeah.
But so it's never been anything close to what you've gone through with that. So as you can imagine, like when you have the platform that you have and you have a mic and you're talking weekly, other things happen and other viral moments happen. So what did you learn from maybe the first viral moment that when things happen again, you're like, I've been through this. I know how to figure this out.
I would say I learned nothing.
Mm.
Yeah. I think people
That is
always
so
do
honest.
say they learned something. I didn't learn anything. I was immediately triggered. I was terrified. I didn't want to be on TMZ again. I was having a great week, and then I was like, oh, things are turning around. And like my career, everything has been going great. The problem is
Yeah.
there's God, I love the blessings. It's just a lot of work, and it starts to drain your soul when everything is connected to your productivity, and like who I am is not what I produce. So I was having a week where I was like touching grass, like for real, like I was rubbing on that bitch. I
Going
was like, ooh, look
hiking,
at this.
running
This
away
is
from
how people
coyotes.
do it.
Because you have to
Yeah,
unplug
you
when
have
your
to.
phone
Going to
is going
Utah
off.
for a nice massage.
What is it, the Geary?
I'm in Gary.
I'm a Gary.
Serengeti.
It's an ad at this point.
I'm a
But
okay, so
yeah, and then I got blindsided, and I immediately kind of went back to that place. But I did, you know what? Sometimes what I feel like I learn is that because I've had like I struggle with depression and I have anxiety, and I would have depressive episodes that would last so much longer. Like work is kind of in the thing that gets me out of them, so I kind of stack my schedule up so I can't lay in bed, watch TV all day.
Yeah,
And
I know something about that. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, oh, I got stuff to do. So now my brain can't talk to me and be mean to me. You know what I mean? It's like I have to focus on something else. But one of the things I've been most proud of is like, I don't consider like absolutes. I think everything is kind of just a roller coaster or whatever. So like, if I can make the period shorter, like of like being sad or being in my bed, then I'm gonna do that. And I know you're like, how does this relate? It relates because maybe I still had a visceral reaction to being on TMZ again, but that reaction didn't last as long as the first time. And I reached out to support systems, and we, it was all right. I mean, I did learn it wasn't my fault. So
Right.
and I didn't like bring it up, air it out. I wasn't trying to be a clout chaser. That was what really hurt me the most. Like, I don't really enjoy being called a podcaster. Like, I'm an actor, I'm a writer. Like, I am a podcaster too, but like, it just felt like a pejorative for like some loser, and that really hurt my feelings.
I feel that way about influencer. They're like, oh,
Yes!
you're one of the influencers, right? You're like, I feel like I'm working very hard to show that I do all these other things, but
also
sure.
those people work hard. I tried to edit one TikTok that I just showed you. That took me 3 hours.
Did it?
Yes.
Oh, you should have sent it to me.
For goofiness.
I got you next time. You should have sent that to me.
I wanted to try. I wanted to learn. I looked at one YouTube video.
Okay, come on. You
I was like, how do you upload
your
original sound?
Yo, YouTube university coursework. I see
Yes.
you opened
I like
your
to
book.
learn. I'm erudite. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
But yes, being called just a podcaster just dismisses and negates all the other things that you do.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest.
In this
skill.
town, you literally have to do everything to make it. Like, just even if you've made it, you still have to do freaking. I was listening to this director who's pretty well known, and I think his Taylor Swift is his kid's godparent or whatever. And he's like, doing well, but he's like, I never stop working. Like, you just in this town because the money just runs up. After, and the way that you if you get a home, then the down payment of the home that you still have to pay for that home. And so this idea of you literally have to do everything, so you can never be truncated down of just an actor or just a podcaster. You literally have to do everything.
And that's a symptom of late stage capitalism. We are being squeezed.
Yeah. And even the successful people are being squeezed, which I find so fascinating.
Well, that's because once you start, exactly what you said, the more you make, the more you spend.
Yeah.
And then the finances start changing. You have employees that you're taking care of, insurance, all types of things.
And the anxiety of that.
And then you feel pressure to get those. I do not have an assistant, and I love when I talk to people. They're like, "Can we send this to your assistant?" I'm like, "Yeah." I literally just
you mean
made
my husband?
Right. I just made a funny video about it's just me in a wig. It's just me on line one. Yeah, and now of course Ben is my intern as well.
Yeah,
but you get to this point where you're like, do I need to hire an assistant to make people think I have an assistant? Will that be the thing that gets me more jobs? You just start learning maybe I've had a meeting with a publicist or two, and I'm like, I can't afford this. With what money am I supposed to pay all these people and a nanny and a stylist and you really can't keep up. I know everybody was like, man, Taraji just complaining, but I remember thinking I know what she's talking about.
I know exactly what she's talking about.
Because by the time you pay the team, you ain't taking nothing home.
And the thing is people think our checks come in and it's we just made so much money, and it's 25% of that is already going out. And if you got a business manager, 30. So what you left with the 70? Okay, cool. The 70, now Uncle Sam coming and he's sliding and he's like, I want mine. I want you, your wallet. Yeah. That's what he wants. He don't want us. He want money. And he's money. Make the money. So it's the thing about Taraji Singh that I sympathize with, but I think is harder for what she experienced is that the pipeline that she experienced to success, she has been grinding and working forever. And I thought in my head too, there's gonna get a point where it's going to be easier, right? Mm-hmm. And now because of where we are, we're in hustle culture, we're in fake inflation culture, where people are just we're in egg fix pricing culture, where everyone's just squeezing us dry, bleeding us, both sides of our political parties. We are down bad, okay? And so she thought she was just going to get handed the things because she's earned them. She has earned them, and that's what should have happened. But the economy has changed, and now we're all gig workers in this industry. And if you want the ad campaign, baby girl, you got to get on Instagram and start tagging them.
Yes.
Ooh, I love this oil of Olay.
Yeah. That's why when people do come for, the... In the same breath that I'm saying I don't like being called an influencer, but it's interesting when people start coming for influencers. I'm like, this is a bag, friends. Relating to people, editing content, shooting things, there's money, there's gold in them hills, okay?
But also, it's very hard work. I dare all the people who are jealous of influencers because the whole job of the influencer, part of it is to make stuff look easy and fun
effortless
and entertainment, right? But I dare you, if you hate influencers out there, get your front-facing camera out. And I want you to make 300 videos a year. Cut them together. I want music. You better be on the beach. And don't eat nothing because you need to be whatever size they want you to be, honey. Show up to all the events. Take all the pictures. Edit it all together. Make it look fun. And tell me you won't be
yes.
Yeah.
pooped. And that's why, like, I'm not sure if you've seen a lot of commentary on, like, why are all these influencers being invited to award shows now? Like, what happened to real celebrities? Like, even like
the celebrities are
A-list.
gone.
Yeah, there was this like one clip of Billie Eilish being like, "Are these influencers? Like, why are they here?" It's like, because nobody watching the goddamn show. Like,
Right.
They're
They
watching it.
online.
They're watching
Influencers-
on the phone. They learn about things
influencers
through
going
the
to the
influencers.
event will have people
Yeah.
interested in the event.
No one's
again.
watching the Academy Award show, but they will
Yeah,
watch
we'll
an
watch the clips the next
influencer.
day.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is sort of nice.
It's like they're helping you out, but like Jennifer Aniston was talking about the death of the celebrity, like of the big celebrity. Like it used to be that studios would push people on us, and they'd be like, "You like her now,"
Right.
which I
Yeah.
love this. You do like.
You should like
I
that.
love her.
Well, that's a good thing
But it's
because
like that
you
was
like her
they
now.
controlled the narrative.
She's the
they
new
put
it
her.
girl.
They put the girl on the magazine. They say
anymore.
this is who you control.
Yeah.
So the
And the
internet made it
gatekeeping isn't a thing.
meritocracy, but also it kind of destroyed our business. Because it's like not about art as much anymore. I know for a fact from friends of mine who work in casting that like they'll be like, "Laci, I saw you on my board this week," and like it's your face, it's your IMDb, your follower counts, all
Follower
across
account
the
is
platforms.
definitely being considered now.
Yeah.
When you're
well because
getting in the room.
Yeah, because you can grab people to actually watch your shit.
Yeah, because you'll
Right.
promote it and then you'll
Yeah,
bring more people to
automatically.
the eyes
Yeah.
to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate being on that side of things.
No.
We don't hate being on that
No,
side
listen,
of things. But
listen. We're just giving you some tea. We not.
Yeah.
I love being busy, Jesus. I love it.
yes, very big.
I want to work from dusk to dawn.
I just hate when people are just like, "Oh, it must be so easy to just like wake up poolside and put your tripod out." Have you tried it? Or people on Twitter will be I don't even twiddle. That's how you know, or X or whatever it's called. But people be like, this man just gave me the ick because I saw him like setting up a tripod and then driving his car by like he's shooting his own movie. Well, that's how movies get made. Like
what do you mean?
One day Spielberg just took his camera out and made like what's wrong with me having a tripod?
Right, it's like you being on set of dude and being like, "Oh, y'all, why y'all playing in the sand like this?" Like, yes, that's like the movie happens.
That's how the
Like, what
movie.
do you mean?
I'm sure you have some thoughts on this too. But like everybody's talking about like podcast mics should cost more money now. Like everybody's having a podcast. I'm like, okay, have you tried sitting down weekly and making an outline? Like, sure, this toxic conversation sucks. Like these men don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They like somebody does need to pull the mic. But they bought the mics. They made a little. I don't think they're making outlines, to be honest with you.
No.
But they showed up, they put a lighting rig up, and they recorded it, and they uploaded it. And everybody can do that.
And they edited it.
And they this is the edited version of what we're
Right.
seeing right here.
It's probably got to
So-
be mixed sometimes.
Right.
Like there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like the amount of people on my team to do what I do, it's not just like a one-man band. But I have been thinking about, I was like, maybe I should quit so more people will quit because there's too many people involved. Like Jesus, like I hate all those who gets the big piece of chicken podcasts.
Yeah.
I hate all the podcasts like $200 date. Why these females?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And that's why I love
Oh, it's
Meek.
toxic.
She's so funny. Like I
Yes.
love how she makes fun of it, but it's so toxic, and they
Yes.
just do that for
Oh,
clicks.
it's very toxic. It's very for clicks. But there's always the devil's advocate in me that's like, I mean, y'all, they showed up and put that camera up, and the battery was charged.
I don't think
know
that's
that
devil's
that's not
advocate.
easy.
I think
Yes.
that's you acknowledging that they did some kind of
Yeah,
work, even
and
if they
somehow
trash.
this toxic rhetoric made its way to my phone screen, and there were man hours behind that.
Now I want to eat at the Cheesecake Factory for a first date.
Yes.
Yes.
And it motivates me to be like,
Get some
okay,
chicken
we gotta just keep making stuff. But have you ever been to the Cheesecake Factory? We tried to go once,
have.
and you were like, we are not going here.
I
Dude,
did.
What are you kidding me? The brown bread, the Cobb
Yeah,
salad,
and pumpernickel.
the Texas like roll them up taquitos. Oh, please, I'm gonna go after this.
I have, but my tastes have developed now. So
What do you mean? The Cheesecake Factory menu is a Bible. They got something for everybody.
Exactly.
There's
So
a
if you're, master of none, type of
What are
thing.
you saying, Ben? You just said a whole lot of nothing.
No, I'm saying is like if you offer everything, you're not going to be a master of
No,
anything.
they mastered it all. They chefing
No,
it up
that
back
stuff
there.
is just filled with salt, and most of that stuff is just imported. It's just frozen, and they it's not really being cooked in the
Let's
back.
just
Every
No.
restaurant is a little sketch. I used to work in them.
There's some fresh. So there are some.
I ain't
very,
never worked at the Cheesecake Factory.
but
They
also
not
they
gonna
don't
give me
pay
tips
their
enough.
workers equitably.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
we
damn,
are
now
we
you-
are
He gagged you
required
with
to
that one, yeah.
subsidize their income. So I like going to certain restaurants where they provide like healthcare. Anyway, I have a whole thing about the restaurant industry.
Damn, if you
He did that at
want
the
to
strip
go where
club
they
one time.
treat workers right, you ain't gonna be able to eat out nowhere.
Nowhere.
I'm
As
very
someone who worked in
particular.
the restaurants,
I'm
so y'all
very-
cook at home.
No, yeah, but even then, I'm not being treated
no,
right.
he's not,
I'm
yeah.
not being treated right at home either. You're
When you cook, yeah.
honestly, we got to do like Jesus and fast 40 days, 40 nights. Go out in the wilderness.
ain't do that.
Yeah, right.
You telling me
That's-
the man who could get loaves and fishes and make wine?
Right.
He was eating.
He was like, just right that I did it.
Yeah, just right that I did it. But I am gonna like make some loaves and fishes over here. I'm gonna brew up some wine.
I got something. I think this is a great. Speaking of Bible lessons we learned as a child, I think this is a great segue to our next segment. The next segment of our show is called Imperfect Parent.
Imperfect parent.
Sounds like good times.
It does. It doesn't quite sound like that, but yes, I embellish it. I do love good times. Laci, we want to hear about a young talent like yourself, because whenever we have a guest that is child free, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to talk about the kids. I'm not going to ask you if you want kids. I'm not asking you that. That's crazy talk. I want to
No
talk
one
to
should
you.
want kids in this economy. You're fucking crazy if you want kids. God damn.
Yeah, it's not great for us financially with the baby, but
the
more
cuteness.
on that. Like, yes, but they're cute. They better be cute for what
That's
they
how
cost.
you don't you don't throw them away because they're cute.
Yes.
and then they'll get employed and they'll be wonderful.
She literally like smashed a truck up against your head today, or a shoe or
She
something.
took a shoe and hit me in the head with the shoe. It was just, bam,
I
those
secretly
shoes
love
right
that
there.
sometimes whenever we've been like, because we were arguing last night, so whenever she comes in and just clocks you with a shoe, I'm like, get him one more time. Get him for me. Get him for me. Get him for me. But tell us about a young talent, Laci.
Yeah, how
were
do we
you-
raise a child to be
Yes.
like fucking cool like you?
Oh, thank you. My mom always believed that I could do this, but she wasn't a stage parent. I told my mom when I was 5 years old that I wanted to act. And she went and got me headshots, and I was like, oh yeah, like let's go to Hollywood. And I was like taking improv classes at the Young Actors Studio and
In
stuff.
Texas?
Yeah, in Texas.
At
Yeah.
what age?
5.
Wait,
At age 5, you were taking improv classes?
Yeah.
damn. Wait,
Wow.
what city are you from?
So I was born in Terrell, Texas, just like
Okay.
Jamie Foxx. And then
I was like, is it Terrell? You know,
Terrell,
wherever-
Texas?
Terrell, Texas.
Terrell.
Terrell, Texas. Get your ass in here.
yeah, Terrell. That is a name. Now I
Terrell-
want to name a child
Terrell,
Terrell,
Texas does sound like a character.
It sounds like a great football player.
Yes, it is.
That's Terrell, Texas on the front. Yeah.
who then gets a coma
First down.
Yeah.
Terrell,
and then
Texas.
like
Oh, yeah,
becomes
He's definitely got caught up in
paralyzed.
the
He becomes
scandal.
paralyzed and he
Yeah.
writes a story and then maybe
It's like
he has
a movie about
a
him.
TBI and then
And
he,
everybody's like, Terrell, Texas.
yeah,
Terrell,
yeah, and then he
Texas.
like gets up and walks with the
Yeah,
help
it's
of
Tea
some
time,
sort of-
baby. Yeah. Oh, I can totally see it.
We have it. We just did it. There it is. Don't steal it. That's our intellectual property. Yeah, so I would go to Terrell in the summers because my mom had me at 21. So quite a young mom. And so like I would spend the summers in Terrell, Texas with my grandparents because like we have a big stretch of land out there where like all my relatives live. So it's like the next house over would be my Aunt Ruth's house, who's my grandma's sister. The next house over, my Aunt Charlene's house. The next house over, all family. Like,
Yeah.
What a
Uncle
dream.
Sherman's house.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a very interesting childhood. I had a lot of fun. I was a barefoot country child in the summers. My mom would write me like love letters. Like they were so beautiful. Like, and I would just like run to the mail. I was so excited. But like I told her I wanted to do this and she let me take classes and then I was like, I want to do this for real. Like, let's go get some, whatever. If I heard something on the radio, I'd be like, let's go there. Like, let's do what they're doing. And my mom sat me down once and I remember she was like, and this after I got my little cute headshot, she was like, I have a life and I don't want to be living out of a car, and also I don't want you to grow up in that kind of environment.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, as long as your grades are good, you can do whatever plays you want, you can take whatever classes you want. And so my development was just like studying and learning and performing. And honestly, I think she was right because
You watch Honey Boy or any of those? Have you seen Honey Boy?
no, I can't. I don't want to watch that man.
Yeah.
But the industry is seedy, and I know a lot of former child
actors.
stars.
Oh, of course.
Okay, I don't know like one or two who came out okay. But so I think she was right to protect me because like I really feel like I would have come to Hollywood and been like, oh, this the baby cast the couch. Give me that juicy juice. I want the part. Like what do we got to like? I would have done
it. Would have dove in head first, and who knows where you would have been today.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I would have probably been down bad because like I definitely needed the time. And then they kind of tricked me a little bit because I wanted to move to LA when I was 18. And I kind of like resented it for a while because I felt like I lost a lot of time. Because when I said I want to move at 18, they were like, no, this family goes to college. You're going to college. And actually I wasn't even 18. I was 17 when I graduated school, but I had a college coach and I had to apply to all these places. Like my parents are very serious about that kind of stuff. So, but I'm glad that they made me take my ass to college. And I was kind of a little like mad about it. So I should have went to UT, but I went to Pitt because it was the furthest away and they gave me a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna be a broke actor. Like they say free, I say where. I'm pack my bags. I'm gonna go there.
Literally.
If it's free, it's for me.
Antarctica. If it's free, I will be there at the function.
But I met people in college that we're still so close today and such a great support system. And I don't think I could have lived in Hollywood without them. Like this is a crazy town. Like this place will break you.
I'm so grateful we moved here like when we did because like I'm 30. We were 31 when we moved here. You were 32, and now we've only been here like a year and a half. But I think about like as we're navigating through the city and doing different things and having different meetings, I'm like, this place would have broke me to my core at 18.
Shit, the tone alone.
At 21, yeah, like
I've been told 12 times.
Like it's just like
wait, really?
No,
Wait,
no.
12 times you've been towed?
Yeah, in a year and a half when I first moved here.
Do you
Lacey,
read the signs, Lacey?
Lacey,
it's come on. You're paying.
Lacey, it's you.
not my
literally
fault.
just like a card in the card reader.
That's not where I was getting told. That's where you think I was getting told.
Yeah.
I lived in a place that didn't have parking.
Oh yeah. So you kept on like forgetting like on the street cleaning
I
days.
was working at night. Street cleaning starts at 6 a.m. Like, buddy, sometimes.
Yeah, that's rough. Now that is their fault. I thought you meant getting towed 12 different places.
And it's predatory. Like getting towed in certain areas, you get towed more, and it's just them like taking your car for hostage. And then it's like if you don't get it, it's $40 a day every day. They knew me down at Hollywood Tow. They be like, "Oh, Lacey, you back?" I'll be like, "Yeah, can y'all pull up my file? I know it's $283. Here you go."
Oh, so sweet, baby.
It's interesting.
Not a regular at the tow shop.
It's interesting that you mention like your college friends as the people that held you down, because here the people that have held us down are people we knew from Chicago or like the locals. Like I joined like a comic book club, you know, like people who like grew up in LA, right? They're not part of the industry. They're like social workers or teachers, and we meet and like at like a diner, a 24-hour diner. We talk about like a nerdy comic book.
Talking about a comic book.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that nerdy. And the thing is, a lot of people come to LA and they expect to just make long-lasting friends with industry people, and you can. You can, but I think
it's the right circumstance.
The right circumstance, and what you have to do is you have to like establish yourself with like locals. Like consistently go to like the local bar. Consistently go, like meet people like playing like fucking frisbee golf, or like I'm part of a running club and we meet 3 times a week and we just run. And some of the people are part of the industry, some of the people are not. Or like
there's community here.
There's community here,
seek it out,
but you have to seek it out intentionally, and it can't be about the industry. It has to be about something for me that's unrelated to like influencing or any of that
social
stuff.
climbing.
So the social asset mapping, like fucking forget all that. Just do shit that's fucking fun.
Yeah, I mean, when I first came to LA, I was doing a lot of UCB. That's my favorite cult, and a lot of my friends are from that cult, and we are very, very close. But also, I remember like there weren't a lot of Black people there at the time, and my friend Cody Ziegler, like I did like actually a podcast for UCB with him, and I remember after we finished, I was like, "Where the real niggas at?"
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, I can tell you where they at," and then like showed me, and I made lifelong friends, and some of them do work in the industry, some of them don't.
Yeah, both of us. You saw my ear. I was like, where were who?
Where were they? They're on the west side.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're where Issa shot all the Insecure stuff. They're like Inglewood. They're like, And Etienne, shout out to Shirley Ralph's son Etienne.
Yes. Oh yeah, Walk Good.
Yes, Walk
I want
Good.
to get involved with them.
Kenneth State, so they do it at Kenneth State Park, and they may have changed the location, but I would go to Walk Good and be with my friends, and we would do yoga outside, and it was just like black folks doing yoga in the park
Explain
outside on the
Walk
Sunday.
Good real quick
So
for
Walk Good
listeners.
LA is Etienne's. Etienne, why am I forgetting your last name right now? This is so trash.
Lee Ralph.
Yeah. It's gonna
I'm
have to be
assuming it is.
Etienne Lee Ralph right now. But Etienne, he created this like very black inclusive space. It's all about wellness. So they do have a run club. They do have Marley Ray does yoga.
Yep.
And then they have other yoga instructors who will come in. My cousin Eric Mosley has done yoga for them, like, and instructed it. But it's all about creating black community with like just black folks like having a good time. Like you can sometimes go to the like Kenneth State Park. That's where they were doing it the last I checked, and like I've gone very often, but you'll see just a bunch of black folks in the park, and like yoga is weirdly a white woman dominated space.
Yes, very whitewashed.
Which is not where it comes
Coming from
obviously.
India.
It's
Exactly,
not,
right.
It's not even our culture. That's
From
like
the east to the west.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's Eastern culture. So, but like to come out and feel like you're not othered in a space, and like they're playing like SZA while we're in a vinyasa, like that's just something different. And then also some people just come for the vibes. Like you would see like black families like in the park, like just like enjoying the music and having a good time. And so it's about community and like love, and like I met a lot of people there that are like really cool.
Yeah, I feel like when we first moved here, it was so important because we had so much community when we were in Chicago. Like we both lived there for about 10 years and probably met each other like in year 2 in. And so we were always going to like block parties, and just like Chicago was just structured more to be like, I can walk to my friend's house down the street or things like that. Like it was a lot of like
My sister
north,
lives
south.
there.
Yeah. Did she live in like, where she live?
Oh, I don't know where she lives.
It's a little segregated, so I was gonna be like, is she live in Hyde Park or Brownsville or something like that? I don't know where your sister lives. We'll put a pin in that. But when we first moved here, I was like, Ben, I want to go to like every flea market, every black on the block, every black market flea, because I just need to find like other black people, other black moms, and I haven't been able to integrate with the yoga community here as much.
And also where they hold a lot of these events are in the warehouse spaces, or they're not in neighborhoods. It feels like the black market flea that we went to here in LA, it's not in a neighborhood. It's more so where in other places like the black market fleas and
like Silver Lake
in Chicago
Silver Room block
it's
that.
like
Yeah,
in the
block parties.
neighborhood. So
Oh,
you'll
that's
meet
so
neighborhoods,
different.
you'll meet families, you'll meet more of that. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I live
been
across the street, so I
interesting.
can just walk over at one point. Whereas here, it's like if I want community and connection, I gotta leave like my neighborhood.
You
and
can do it
go-
though.
hustle.
You gotta
you can
find
do
it.
it though. You can do it.
No, I can do it.
Yeah.
We've been to several of those
Right,
events,
yeah.
or like Cuties LA is very like black queer.
Yeah.
So I definitely
Are
like
they doing
resonate
it
with that.
at the old Girl in the White Horse on Western Avenue? I feel like that's where it is. Cuties.
Well, I've been to like a few of their past few events. So those were at like Mama Shelter.
Oh, okay.
Like but they do events around.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just learning that we've been really getting into more like kink lifestyle stuff as well. So I've been trying to find like who are the black mistresses and madams in the city and things like that. Like it takes a while to find, but unless you're like here actively looking for the community, like they're not just gonna come to you
It's
in
incredibly
ways that others
isolating, where
like
you
if you
could
lived in
stumble
Atlanta,
on it.
you would
Yeah.
stumble upon.
Yeah, in New
If you
York,
lived in
There's no
Detroit,
you could
stumbling.
stumble
but
Puerto
yeah.
Rican Day Parade. Like,
There's
Yeah.
no stumbling.
There's
in
no
LA.
you can't stumble upon a good restaurant in LA.
hell no.
Like you're like, oh my God, this has a great plant.
No.
The workers are happy.
You gotta ask 6 friends, do 4 Yelps, get on Resi, fight everybody. Like, no.
That's right. That's right.
It's incredibly lonely if you don't put the initiative in to find the community. Hell, I flew up to San Francisco because my friend Kristen, she does a black pottery class where she talks about the indigenous roots of pottery and making
Wow.
clay and stuff like that. And like you learn a lot while you're actually making something. And it was just all queer black folks. And like I
Yeah.
could have cried after because it was just like, she was like, this space is so not for us, even though we have so many roots in it. And
Right.
she's like educating us, but like, I don't know, it's just beautiful.
I feel like you go with me to so many events at this point, like white spaces feel strange. You're like, this isn't the same. Like Ben be at every event with my ass. Or you'll let me go, obviously. Not let me.
But I be at the
I
white
go by
people
myself
events,
sometimes.
too.
Right, of course.
Yeah. No, I know. White people always feel comfortable with me. I'm always comfortable with them.
Got you.
Their
I was trying
Confederate
to
flying asses.
I was trying to
Just
make
kidding.
you feel included, but shit, we love where the niggas go. I was trying to give you your props because you come to all the
I do.
Wild
Yeah,
is there, of course, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you funny, you cute. I'm
That little push.
it's just like,
Yeah, you funny.
you know when you married, that's like I'll fight you about that later.
She punched me so hard today.
Who, Wild or me?
You did.
I punched you.
You were trying
Now,
to get out of
wait,
the house
no.
as a.
Not the domestic
it.
violence.
No.
The domestic violence.
Fix whatever you about to say.
Oh my
Before
You
the
did.
streets.
I was like, I smacked your butt a little too hard, I guess, and then you turned around and like knocked me in the stomach. You were trying to get out of the house, and I was trying to clean up, and I was like, get away from me, like fucking hug me, like.
I'm like an ugly high school boy when it comes to being leaving the house. I'm like, where my hug at now?
Yeah, and
Stop-
then
stop
I'll try to
playing
like,
with me
hey,
now.
where
Where
my
my
hug
hug?
at?
Where my hug
and
at?
I'll like try to run away from her, and she's like, no, get over here. She'll like grab me, and then
Give me
she,
that
oh my
motherfucking
god,
hug.
she's got such strong wrists.
You hit me like 4 times, Ben, because I be at the gym.
Yeah, and she'll like grab me by the wrist like this, and I'm like, oh, mommy, stop
It must be so
Mommy.
hard. It must be so hard to be grabbed by your beautiful, talented wife.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
you
a
are
hard
I
beautiful.
feel
life.
really bad for you.
So bad.
It's
How often do your family visit you here?
Actually pretty often.
Great.
Yeah. My mom likes to come a lot. My cousin Eric, he comes too. I'm about to see my mom in Austin for South by Southwest. I have a short in that. And
Oh,
then
congratulations.
I'm also
Hell yeah.
nominated for
Congrats.
iHeartRadio Awards. So like my mom's
Obviously.
gonna come with me to the ceremony, and that should be fun. So I see
Damn.
my family quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's so great. Oh,
I'm from Texas. I got to see my people.
Got to see your people. Ben don't want to see his people.
Is it a waspy dinner?
It is so waspy.
Wasp.
Oh my god. They
The
talk
raisin
about
gravy.
Norman Rockwell and
They love Norman Walker.
and
Norman's
raisin
popular around
gravy.
Raisin gravy is the
Raisin
thing
gravy.
that Ben once had at
Do they have a
Thanksgiving.
green bean casserole?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'll fuck up a green bean casserole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
I will too.
that
Don't
is
put no them
delicious.
onions in it. Them little crispy ones.
Hey, white people, y'all snap with that.
Hallmark
That's y'all
channel.
one, and that in the water.
They do love
flavored water.
Heartland. That's your mama's favorite.
Oh my
show,
god,
Heartland.
with the horses and the
Yep.
cancer. Everybody has
What?
cancer.
I didn't make it to that
horses
season where
and
the
the
horses have
cancer.
cancer as well.
Yeah.
That's
Just
the log line.
the grass.
horses and the cancer.
horses and cancer. Welcome to Heartland.
The next segment of our show is called the
Lord.
I do's and don'ts of relationships.
I do, I do. I do, I do. I do, I do. I do, I do.
So, Laci, before we get into our voicemails, which if you do have questions about relationships, friend, romantic, make sure you call our hotline at 1-833-FOTW311. Before we get into it, are you dating? Share as much as you'd like, darling. Talk to us about dating in LA.
I don't really date. Like I want somebody to just like appear at my house, and that did happen one time. And he was a crypto man and very sweet, but he moved around a lot because as a crypto man, you gotta stay
keep it
moving.
of course.
Yeah, but I don't date a lot. I've been single for a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what the fuck is a crypto man?
He like introduced a coin into the marketplace. So, I don't know how legit everything is, but I love him. He's great. But that man is gone. He's in Miami. He be floating around everywhere. But
we're the crypto maniacs.
yeah. And then I started dating. Like I've been kind of talking to more girls. I think I've just been in like situationships, and I'm learning that like I need to like go on real dates. But I don't like dating apps. I'm very much a pansexual. It's like the energy that you bring me is what I go off of. Because on a dating app, I would always I would look at people, and then I'd hold up their profile photo like this, like if I could imagine them on top of me, and I'd be just like, ugh, like no.
I am obsessed with you.
That's a new practice I'm gonna have for my dating apps from now on. Every time I
What dating apps?
I just use one.
Yeah, whenever we need a break from each other.
Yeah.
So we gonna
It's
hold
called
the picket.
Meetup, and it's for my comic book club.
Got you, but it is in case you want to be in the room with them, you hold them up high
That's so
or
nuts.
cheek to cheek.
Wait, like, how, you just hold them up, or do you like actually? Are you like
Yeah,
doing
no,
some
I would,
movement
like,
as well?
be
You're like here's
like
a
I'm laying
you're like,
down and
vibrator.
I'm like, oh, no, I'm not gonna jerk it to them. I feel like that's wrong. But I'm like, oh no.
It's like
Or
disrespectful.
do you put them down low maybe? So maybe that'll give you a little bit more like, okay, I don't love you up top, but down low you look
if
okay.
I don't love you up top, if I feel like bad about myself when I look like
What
that,
about
I'm
like if
"Oh,
you switch
no."
it? Do you like switch as like do you?
Like if we're cuddling and then it's
Yeah, like
over
you go
here.
like a cuddle, a cuddle. Yeah,
They're
try
like,
that.
just swipe on
or
me already,
like or
goddammit.
you could I don't know. Yeah.
How many times can we talk about tacos and
Yeah.
you know like
Oh,
it's
shoot
the
me
same
now.
shit.
I
And-
want to know about your deepest, darkest fucking secret. Like that's
Ben's-
I'm like,
that's Ben's
what
pickup line.
religious trauma are you
Wow.
bringing? Because I have a lot. Like, let's trauma bond. Okay, have you been shot at? Right. I want to hear last time you were shot at.
I have been shot at.
Really, you have?
It's in my book. Yeah.
Okay. Hell yes. Oh my gosh. What do you remember? Like what it?
Yeah, I was in a nightclub shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was like. God, we're in America, so I can't even really like joke about it for real because it's just so real. But like, it was one of those shootings where you could tell the person was like looking for somebody. Like they
Yes.
weren't trying to waste
Yeah,
bullets.
Yeah.
But
So,
at
like,
the
you were
same
safe.
time,
You
it
were
was
safe.
I might have
giving-
caught a stray, but I was good.
Right, but it wasn't giving like I go to the gun range murderer. It was giving
Yeah.
like da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's like you could catch a stray that way. We ran,
Yeah.
you know.
Laci's like, I know I'm unprofessional when I see it. Okay.
Right. He was looking for somebody, but at the same time, I was like, "You doing all
You're
this?"
like,
now.
I was more
You don't know how
traumatized
to-
by TMZ than,
You don't even know
than
how
the
to
shooting.
hold the gun.
No.
I was more traumatized by TMZ than the shooting,
Wow.
right?
That's
Like,
saying something
that's
about TMZ.
real. That's so fucking real though.
Honestly, yeah, no, but like, I think I'm gonna try to be more intentional about dating and like
Okay.
actually go out there and meet people.
Yeah.
I've tasked all of my friends who like know people who are single. I'm like, it's so wonderful that you volunteered now to find me a partner.
Yes.
This is great.
The
Yeah,
oh,
They're
I
like,
like
I didn't
that.
say that. And I'm
Send
like,
them
no,
out
you
on a
didn't.
mission.
Oh, I would love to match you with somebody. Thank you for making that my mission. I'm literally, I swear,
God.
I'm not being mean, y'all. I'm pulling up the voicemails because I want you.
I thought she was pulling up her list of single friends.
I have some singles here that do look good on top. For you, for the strategy.
There are
now.
other requirements.
What are the other requirements?
Financially, match me or beat me.
Match me or beat me. Match
The
me.
can't
girls
do it.
aren't ready for those conversations. It's like I can't. It can't be done. I can't do it.
I've done it. I pay, like
I've done
I hope
it.
my mama don't hear this. I pay for flights. I pay for dinners, and like they start getting too comfortable, and they ordering the $42
You're like-
ribeye, all comfortable and shit.
no,
No,
Like,
and I'm
take me
paying.
out.
No,
Take
and
me
I'm
out from time to
paying.
time.
Yeah,
No.
it's like no. Get you a free say salad and keep it cute because you know who's paying the bills around here.
Our
Please
friend-
be serious.
Our
No.
friend, what is it? So our friend Vanita has a podcast, and I just listened to the thing where she was interviewing Glorilla, and Glorilla was like, "I've never dated a man who's owned a car."
Oh wow.
Yeah, glow. No glow.
And I was
No
like,
No glow.
That's a
what
no
is-
glow.
like, why do
Yeah.
certain? Because I remember dating someone who was like below my pay grade, but like, why do we do this to ourselves? Why does anybody like? Is
Well,
the
was
dick
she
that
saying
good?
I
Is that
haven't
pussy?
owned a car also? So that
No,
wasn't
I think she was dating this person like when she was like Glorilla.
Some people say you date to the level of your self-esteem.
Damn.
And I was like, that don't read me like that. And like,
I've done that. Yeah.
but also I'm just like, if I'm dating somebody who doesn't have the same finances, like I used to do that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? We gonna build together. We gonna build. Nah, bitch.
No, you gotta
The
take that
house
bitch at
needs
face
to be
value.
built,
Right,
okay? I'll
right.
come in and decorate that bitch, but we not building it.
No more potentials.
No more potential. I dated
No more
potential.
possibles. I
No.
need books.
I was
okay?
manifesting
I think-
with them for too long.
I think
Too
it's
long.
I think
You
it's
gonna make me
important to normalize like conversations about wealth because that is a
Yeah, I do
huge
too.
determinant on like what you can do, what you can talk about, where you can fucking go. Like that's I think that's more so than like ethnicity or like even where you're from. Like wealth is socioeconomic
It's
status.
a huge reason people get divorced. It's
Yeah.
like finances, and people
Yeah.
like don't realize that. And also, it's not me trying to be shady, like being like, oh, I need to have a rich whatever person, they man, woman, probably woman. But like at this point, it's just like you're not gonna make me broker. Like we're gonna
Right.
either, we're gonna come together, we're gonna build together, but I'm not going
Yeah.
down.
You can't be an anchor right now.
No, and also
sure.
you get with the wrong person, they'll fuck your credit up. Next thing you
Yeah.
know, you outside, they repoing your car. Like it happens quick.
12 times.
Fuck.
It happens 12 times.
Okay, that was
it wasn't
towing.
a repo. It was a tow.
Towing.
I misspoke.
Towing and repoing is
That was like
different.
a
Also,
kidnap.
ladies out there, if you feel like one day you are on the path to make a whole bunch of money, make them sign a prenup. I didn't see my potential, so I can't break up with Ben. You know what I'm saying? Because I was
This is a
struggling when I
community
first met
property
Ben.
state too. Like,
Not that I'm thinking about leaving you, baby, but
50-50.
if I were thinking about
You
leaving,
have
I
thought
can't
about
even leave
leaving
you.
me.
Of course,
You have
I'm
thought about
married.
leaving
Every
me.
married person has thought about walking out the door, and then you probably bought an egg roll, and I brought my ass back in the house. But I can't leave
And
you.
then you rode my girl.
Okay. Anyway, let me get to this first.
I'm done talking.
Laci is going to be giving our listeners some advice. Here is our first caller.
Hey, Fly on the Wallin. LOL. That voicemail was super cute. Just really put a smile on my face. But anywho, Queens, let's talk. So basically, I was going to call last week for some relationship advice, but I moved forward because I needed to. So basically, what it came down to, I've been with my partner for 8 years, and he basically let me know that for the past 5 years, he's had a porn addiction. So for the past 5 years, he's been messaging sex workers, random women on Instagram. And the final time I caught him, which was the 5th time, mind you, the 5th time I caught him, he had a whole dating profile. And we just moved to Texas from New York. We have a 15-month-old together. Again, we've been together for 8 years. He's been struggling with this for 5 years. I caught him when I was 2 months postpartum for the first time. So I know what I had to do. I have to leave. But I guess I'm just kind of now just dealing with this shift, just kind of like looking at all these red flags, I guess, and trying to find my own identity again, because my life has been around this man. I put my whole trust in this man. I thought we were forever. We were not married. He's just my boyfriend, but now I'm a baby mother, and I thought that we were going to be more than this. So I guess I'm really bummed out, trying to keep a cool face, but I guess I would just love to hear somebody talk about this shit, because I have no one to talk to. But love for y'all to drag him for me. XOXO slay girl.
Dang, my heart goes out to you,
Yeah.
young woman. That's fucking hard.
but calling yourself slay girl, like, you can still slay girl. I mean,
Say that.
like, a trash ass man is one that's going to lay up under you for 8 years. Nah, baby girl, he should have locked it down much sooner. And I really feel like that, and also coupled with him doing the porn addiction thing, there's a large difference between a porn addiction and now you cheating and you messaging people.
She's like, he's
on the
addicted to
app.
porn, like, messaging sex workers. I was like, now wait a minute.
No.
Those are the same thing. These are incongruent. He was trying to give you an excuse, right, for his misbehavior. And I think that it's a really important lesson that, like, I think in relationships, and, like, honestly, like, I've been single for so long. I'm a workaholic. I just rather work. And, like, I'd rather be in bed alone.
That's so honest.
Whoopi Goldberg had that quote. They were like, Whoopi, when are you going to get married? And she was like, I don't want someone living in my house.
I don't want that man in my house or that person.
So, take it with a grain of salt. But I feel like in relationships, whoever your partner is, they need to always feel like you might leave them at any moment. And I'm not saying that in an unhealthy way, in a toxic way. I'm not saying, like,
I feel that way.
gaslight them.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if y'all met and you were at a certain little fitness level and you enjoy doing that, keep it where it's at or wherever, and, like, have hobbies, have things that are outside of the relationship that sustain you and fulfill you, so that because I hope that it's not a win, or even an if, but, God forbid, something like that happens, you still have your own, like, community we were talking about earlier.
Of
You know what I
course.
mean?
Walk
It's like,
good.
ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers, okay? They pockets full grown. But there's
Full
still
grown.
life after a relationship like that. And if he was doing that for 5 out of the 8 years, I think you got to reframe this as, like, a blessing, because
Yeah.
who knows if you had married him, gotten even deeper in with him, where you would be. And now you're free and, like, you get to start a new life, which I think is, like, really exciting. Think about it more as the possibilities versus, like, the ending and the sadness of that. And I know that's a hard dichotomy and it's easier said than done. Let yourself feel the sadness. But at the same time, like, it's kind of like a whole new world. Like,
Don't you dare close your eyes.
yes. You know what I mean? I want to be where the new niggas are. Like, go find them, okay?
Yes.
And I know it's hard with a child, especially being a single parent. And he don't sound like he gonna be, like, that great of a co-parent. Ugh.
Yeah.
But I hope he is. But Like, you know.
I just feel like sometimes we just want so badly for something to work out, especially when we put years on it. It's like I put so many miles on this.
That's a sunk cost.
Relationship.
In economics, we learned that you don't keep throwing good money after bad.
Yes, like and people are like, okay, eventually I'm gonna have a return on investment. What are the terms?
ROI.
Thank you.
You had it.
I'm gonna have an ROI at some point. So sometimes you're like, damn, I'm 8 years in. I don't think I'm gonna have an ROI.
Got 10%.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like paying on your
10%
student
is
loan.
minimum.
It's like paying on
Put
your
it in
student loan.
the
You're like, I ain't even paying on the
S&P
principal
500.
yet.
You should be get some sort of return.
Yes.
Some like a 5%.
I'm still
I would take
paying
a
on the interest.
5% or a 3% if you go buy some CDs.
And I very
Some
much
government
believe
bonds.
in givers and takers. And in relationships, sometimes and this is something that I'm very much at fault at. And then my psychic was like, no more, sweetie. Like,
You're psychic.
trying to, yeah.
We'll put a pin in there.
Yeah, can
So
we come back to that?
So trying to like show my worth to people, like I'm smart, I'm pretty, I have money, I can cook, you know, I'm talented, I'm this, I'm that. And then people will look at you like a mark. They'll look at you like, why are you trying so hard? Like, if you all these things, like, I'm either take advantage of you or I'm gonna think less of you because you don't think enough of yourself to not realize that you should be protecting yourself if you have all these great things going on. So a lot of great people get in relationships with takers and they think if they give enough that the taker will appreciate them.
That's not
And
how-
that's
that's
not how
how
it
a
works.
taker
They think they're
works.
modeling the behavior they want to see.
Yeah.
They're like, well,
Yes.
maybe if he sees I'm doing all this, he'll get inspired by what I'm doing. It's like, no, he's gonna be like, thank you.
I look at people that I'm dating now and it's like, what do you have? Like, she told me, she was like, we're in our feminine energy. You need to no longer perform for love.
This
Like,
is the
stop
psychic.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
like,
gotta
and
get
she
back to
was
her.
like, and she was like, you need to be looking at other people and scrutinizing them and being
Right.
like, what do you have to offer me?
Me, because I know what I can give.
Yes.
Yep.
And
And
I
it's
don't need
a
to just be
lot.
giving it out all willy nilly.
Right.
And I did that for so long.
Like just giving things away without them reciprocating.
Or they would pretend to reciprocate, or they would want too much. Like, I know how to protect myself, but like, I was down bad. It's
You
like,
were buying those steaks. Those
I was buying the
$45
flights. I was buying the
steaks.
flights. We going to Palm
Flights.
Springs.
We've all bought a flight and been like, what am I doing?
What am I doing? My grandmother was spinning in her grave. I know she was just over there, just doing like all types of Simone Miles moves. Like, I didn't raise you like this. Like, and my mom, I didn't even tell my mom. I hope she never sees this podcast.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
If she knew, ooh,
We'll keep this for Mama.
I might still get a whooping.
Yes.
But no, yeah, it's like standing in that power and knowing that somebody's going to come that's going to offer you things. Because I told my psychic this too. I was like, I think I've avoided relationships too because they've always felt like just someone taking from me. And so I know that if I work hard and I do those things, it comes back to me. I don't feel that way about relationships. I feel like that's just such a huge gamble. And then what do I walk away with? Like, now I'm like down bad and sad and I got to go to work. Like, come on, be serious. But then it's also like, that's life.
Yeah. I feel like it takes a while to find, like, I'm someone who feels like I found the person who isn't just taking for sure. And even when you find that person, you're like, it takes a sweet spot. Like, you remember when we first started dating, I was like, definitely had my guard up for like those first couple of months because I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
couple years.
That was a read.
Last
Then
week
won
I
that
let
one.
my guard down. Yes. You should. Who's the winner? Who's the loser? Yeah, well,
ate that
it
a
must be
little
so
bit.
easy that
He ate that.
nobody's been taken from you, Ben. Not just because, like, you
I
know,
was
just-
serving the children of Chicago, working for a service year program. So you took a huge gamble on me.
Oh, don't
I
be
was
a savior. Yeah,
I was broke as hell.
yeah, but I was broke too. So it
Yeah, we were
really
both broke.
Now, Amber, you got you a broke white man?
I know
I know.
without a yacht. I'm an idiot, right? But I was broke too.
With a good heart.
What that mean?
With a good heart, Lacey.
Hey, what
Yacht
that mean?
free.
We black. What that mean? If you had brought him to the family reunion and I was your cousin, I would have been over there like, so he's in stocks and bonds?
I'm gonna give him a
He
little
got-
bit of because he was you know what he
I was in grad
he
school.
he was in grad
He a day
school.
trader?
He was in grad school when we met. So I was like, I at least see the potential. Like, you're about to be in your master's
I was
program for
so
2
fucking
years.
poor.
And then you had the money, and then I was like,
Poverty.
hey, I want to be a comedian full time. Can you hold the house
Yeah,
down
so I held you
while
down.
I run around town doing auditions and
Yeah.
taking classes and
And
things
you
like
were
that?
given nothing, and she couldn't even cook. But it didn't bother me.
I shouldn't have
cooked
to cook.
and
Why do
made-
you have to be a
I
chef?
have other
Who said
talents.
that?
I
Who
have
said
many
that?
Well,
other
no,
talents.
it wasn't even equitable. You know what I mean? Like cook one day. I had to cook if I wanted to make a homemade meal. I cooked. Amber,
But I cleaned. I clean whatever you cook.
That sounds really good.
It was a good deal.
I don't
It's
like
still a
that
good
people
deal.
have the gender roles where it's like the more feminine person in
Thank
the
you.
I
relationship
hate
has
that.
to
No,
cook.
absolutely no.
You know what I
I'm not
mean?
saying
Also, to be
that
fair,
as
Ben
well.
is the more feminine person.
That
Would
is
you
so
agree,
true.
baby?
Yeah. Because you got those masculine thighs.
Okay.
What that mean? What does that mean?
And you love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play your second. While I
They're
give
so
you,
muscular.
while I give you a death stare, I'm
Can I
gonna give you a
say
second.
one last thing to
Absolutely.
this slay girl? Because I feel like we didn't drag your man enough for you. I do want you to know he's a bitch, and I would beat him up on sight.
Bitch,
okay,
right.
I would slice
Beat
his
you like the
tires.
bitch you
I
are.
would beat
In
you
the
like the bitch
words
you are.
of Reesa Teesta, I'm gonna beat you like the bitch you
But
are.
also, like, if you haven't watched it, watch The Golden Bachelor. And not for that man. Watch it for all the women on that show because they're giving so much advice about, like, they're in their, like, 60s, 70s, and they have hope for love, and it's exciting. And they were like, everyone thinks life ends after 65, but we doing this, and they having fun. And it really inspired
That's
me
awesome.
because I was like, there's so much more out there.
Slay girls
as
like,
long as
so
you're
I'm not
breathing.
gonna find love until
Until
I'm
I'm
65.
65.
No, I'm just saying, like, I looked at it like, damn, like,
Like,
Yeah.
There's more
so
for
much
me now.
life. And
Absolutely.
because I'm thinking about my age, and I'm like, oh, I'm down bad. It's like, no, I'm not
you're
even
not.
like, a golden. I'm not even mid anything. So it's like, yeah, you can. I have hope for you. And in Texas, are you fucking kidding me? Anytime I go to Texas, I honestly thought about getting a man and then like importing him over here.
Of course.
'Cause anytime I go to the grocery store, at one point, like my cousin was like, "Did you just see that man crash his cart?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, he was staring at you so hard that he just crashed his cart into a mannequin. Like I was like, "Wow, clean up out here."
Crash your car for me, daddy.
Zaddy.
Why can't you crash your car for me?
I've crashed it twice actually for you.
Not for me.
We were talking.
Oh, I heard
she
you're a bad
distracted.
driver. I listened to the episode. I'm a bad driver too. Though.
She distracted me. We were talking. I don't know. She's so beautiful. I can't look away, and I should be looking in the rearview mirror.
Great answer.
Oh wow, another one for Ben.
How my titties, y'all?
Oh.
Thank you,
They're doing great.
They almost fell out with you saying that.
Oh,
So
they
cute.
were so happy they wanted to pop out for me.
You're so cute. I'm gonna play another one while I make eyes at you. Sorry, Laci. Laci, you can watch if you like.
Are you a voyeur? Have you taken the BDSMtest.org?
I don't need to because I know exactly what I am. I
know who I am.
saw an
What the
episode
test?
of Sex Court when I was like, you probably not the age to be watching it, but whatever. I saw it and there was like the judge was like, "See me in my chambers," and then the judge and the lady lawyer they started like banging and whatnot, right?
Hey.
And then the stenographer, she walks up to the like chambers and there's like a little window, and the stenographer was like, and then she was like. I was like, that's me.
I'm the court stenographer.
You're 100%
rubbing
a
my
voyeur.
teeth.
I don't
Okay.
need to open the door. I'm just like,
Yeah, it's just like observing.
Ben's an
watching.
exhibitionist too.
I'm an ex. I'm
you like being
100%.
watched.
I like being watched. I'm 100% exhibitionist. 100% voyeur. I have a little bit of like a degradation kink. A little bit.
I think they know that.
A little
I
bit of
think
a
based on who
but
you're
like-
married to.
I do too.
Like-
I once had a guy who
Yeah.
did like BDSM stuff, and I was like, I understand why powerful white men like this. I make
Yeah.
so many decisions during the day that someone being like, do this,
Yeah.
do that,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yes.
like, yes, daddy. Like,
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
hot.
yes.
All right, are we done for the next
I hope not. Okay. We got another one right here. I'm sorry, my phone isn't loud enough.
Hi, Amber and Ben. So, I have a best friend. We've been friends for over a decade or right at a decade. My best friend is married. He has a wife. Me and the wife are cool. I got her number. No, me and my best friend are not sexual. We are best friends. We barely hang out. We mostly friends over the phone because we live in two different states. And so I met my husband through my best friend. Now, before my husband even met me, he knew the dynamic between me and my best friend. I'm talking on the phone a lot. That's been our dynamic. Now, we don't talk as much, but we do talk on the phone quite a lot. So if my husband and we get into it, he would make a comment like, "You always on the phone with your friends," or if he wants to give me the silent treatment, and I get on the phone with my best friend, and we would kick it about something and find something stupid to talk about. And you always on the phone. You always talking to your best friend. You just be annoying me. I live with you. I talk to you the majority of the time. I only talk to my best friend really when my husband is at work. Because me and my best friend have a rule of, like, when we are at home, that is our family spouse time. So we don't really talk on the phone that much when he's at work. When he's at home and I am at home, so we can have spouse time. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not getting rid of my friend of 10 years because he knew the dynamic of our friendship prior to even meeting me. So what do y'all think? I don't know how to handle this.
So we have, she has a male best friend. They're not sexual, but she calls him a lot. They talk a lot. And now the husband's like, all right, like, what's going on for real?
Yeah, I started counting the times that she said best friend, and I at least got 12. And I didn't start counting that early. I might be wrong. I was trying to estimate 2 of them that I didn't hear, but at least 10 legit best friend.
That's my best friend.
That's my best friend.
And they live in different states, I think I heard her say.
This is
the age-old question: can men and women be friends?
I think absolutely, but this is giving emotional affair. It's just the way that she's saying best friend. That's my best friend, but my best friend.
Yeah, there's like the orgasmic
It's like a
kind of
like best friend. And he know that we've been best friends. Like, it's something.
And he introduced them.
Yeah, and I think that's like you putting up a roadblock, or like maybe he does consider, like, he's like, oh, it's my bestie, I want to whatever. I've hooked up people that I've now realized I was probably supposed to be with that person, and I put a roadblock in between me and that person where I'm best friends with both of them, and now I can never date them.
It could be like a throuple energy.
No.
No.
These are women, and no. And I realized, like, slowly after, I was like, oh shit, I was probably supposed to be
I was supposed to be your best
She
friend.
laughs so she doesn't cry.
Best friend. No, but it's like I kind of feel like if you do that, then it's like you didn't really want to go for it that hard, but it's like you want to see that person happy or whatever. There's something about how she described it, and her husband's, like, I can understand her husband's, like, jealousy or, like, maybe even some machismo of, like, why you talk to this nigga every night? Like, if I come home and I'm your husband, and I come home and you over here feet kicked up in the bed, like, oh, oh my God, stop.
That's so
Paul.
funny,
Best friend. No, I'm not doing that right now, best friend. No, that's too much best friending. Okay?
Yeah.
You can be best friends, but, like, he's saying that you're neglecting him for the bestie. That's a step too far.
Yeah. Or it's like, when are you calling this man? Because I'm sure you've experienced this, man, because, I love, like, we might get into a fight. I'm like, let me call my sister. So there's some level of, like, well, I know they in there talking shit about me. So maybe there's a level too where the husband's like, y'all niggas are talking about me. Like, I know that. Like,
and she said that. She said, if we get into a fight, then I'm going to just go kiki with my best friend.
Yeah, and y'all are now talking about me. So y'all are kind of bullying me behind my back. And so he probably doesn't like that element of it either. Yeah. Like, you're never calling your best friend and tell him, like, look, I mounted the TV. I fixed the washing machine. You're not even doing that. It's like you get into a fight with your husband, and you're like, let me call my best friend and talk shit about him.
And if your best friend knows your husband, then you really shouldn't be talking about your husband to your best friend, because that's just like
she didn't say it, but I'm sure she has.
Like, for sure.
She's for
that's
sure.
Her best friend.
That's her best friend.
It's so many of these situations could just be resolved if they were polyamorous, right? Like, so much of these dramas, like even these TV shows that you watch, I'm like, that if they were just polyamorous,
that's not the reason you should be poly. You're like, the husband's already jealous that they're not jealous,
but just
he's
have
like,
an open and honest conversation.
He's not gonna join.
He's not joining
just,
the queue.
Just like be open and honest. Be like, yo, I love you, husband, but then I also love my best friend.
But she said she's friends with the wife. She said they're not doing it like that.
Yes, because they haven't talked about it, but
she's thought about it though, and they both have, because even her acknowledging, like, I'm friends with the wife, I have her number. Yes. Why are you trying to be all friendly to the wife when a woman is too nice to you? When you around her man, there's been some weird energy around me where everyone's just been throwing it at me. Everybody, I don't know what's happening. People want to fuck, but
you that girl, Laci.
there's a married friend of mine. It may be
right.
There's a married friend of mine who we were actually out together. It was us. We were driving someplace, and he rode with me. And on the ride, he was like, my wife says that we have insane chemistry, and I was like,
he said that in the car.
Yeah. And it reminded me that I must have had some little guilt about that chemistry because every time I would see his wife, I'd be like, oh, hey, girl, how are you? I know this one from Adam. How are you? We're in the bathroom like, oh, you need some soap, girl? You need some paper towels? I was so overly nice because I knew there was something. And it was very much something. It wasn't on me. I wasn't over here.
It wasn't on you.
That's
What
bad
did you
karma.
say after he said that?
Ooh.
Like, how do you even respond?
So I be oblivious sometimes. So I'm thinking like this is like years ago. I was like, oh yeah, well, you know, when I first met you on this whatever, like 6 years ago, I asked someone if you were married, and they were like, yeah, and I was like, oh well, and like, but I'm thinking I'm just making conversation, and I'm like,
Laci.
oh no.
Oh, so you put it
Shanika
out
Mosley.
there. You put it out there.
Yeah, that's.
But I really didn't mean it like that.
Oh no!
Right.
Who cares what your intention was?
Yeah.
Like, you know, Impact.
Oh, he probably
Impact
got.
was like, I'm going home and I'm taking out her phone and I'm going like
Yeah,
this.
yes.
I'm leaning back like
He
this.
probably got hard immediately when you said that. He was probably like, "Oh shit!" So she feeling what I are you thinking what I'm
Oh
thinking?
no,
Wait,
no.
come
That's
on.
bad karma.
So what happened?
I'll tell you after. But,
For an exclusive, sign up.
Sorry,
for
my
Facebook.
voyeurism.
but
My
nothing
voyeurism came.
untoward, okay? Well, no sexuals.
No sexuals. That's
So
what
you
we
were.
call them.
It was.
No
It was
nuptials.
emotional, like our caller.
No
That's
nuptials.
bad. That's bad karma,
Yes.
bro. Like, and also like that's dangerous. You don't know how people don't play about their spouses. I'm not trying to get.
Oh, so they weren't like
murdered.
open. Like his wife wasn't
No.
saying like, "Oh, go
No.
play."
No,
Oh,
at least I don't think
Ben,
so.
Everybody is not poly and not.
Everyone-
Also, I've
Get
been
your
approached
head
for
out the
many
gutter.
threesomes,
Oh,
but
of
it's
course.
always the sexiest woman and then some guy in a fedora, and I'm like, he can watch. But
No,
he,
Laci
no.
is super accurate with that. Here, listen to her one more time. It's always a sexy ass stallion of a woman.
Ooh.
And a freaking what
crusty-
is that, like the soul patch
Yeah.
with the fedora and maybe a glass eye.
And then the woman always approaches, and then she's like, and that's my boyfriend. And you look over, and you're like, ah!
Like
no.
that lurch over there in the corner.
I've had people when I used to work at a hotel bar leave their hotel room keys or pop up and be I've had married couples where I was like, I know that your marriage is in turmoil, and like that's why you're coming over here, like to like I don't want to do that.
Laci,
This could be
Laci,
bad.
you need to run for president. You about to be out here saving marriages. But no, you got your sidekick. She said, "Don't do that. Don't do that." Oh my God, that has been a treat. I want to segue to our last segment, Shelfie. Laci, I could be here and talk to you literally all day.
Same.
Especially, we gonna put a pin in the fact that you don't know where your sisters stay, and you're psychic. And
being ready.
when you've been propositioned for these threesomes, and did some of them pop off, did some of them not? But before we get out of here, I want you to talk about your book, because this is the segment of the show where we talk about what we're reading and what we got going on. And you are now an authoress.
Yes, I'm
so,
an authoress.
so tell us all about it.
Okay, so my book is called Scam Goddess, very much on brand. But it's not things that you've heard on the podcast. We took a little break for a second, and Ben brought up something that I was like, oh, wow, that's like such a great point. He was like, when I've listened to the podcast, I don't really learn as much about you as I've learned like during your podcast. And I was like, that's by design. Like,
course.
I really don't need people in my business that bad. You know, I've been talking on the mic for 5 years. It's very dangerous work at this point. And so,
and you've been doxxed already, so
Yeah.
I'm sure that doesn't help. Yeah.
but the
that's fair.
book, I am talking about my life. It is a memoir, but it's coupled with my favorite true crime stories. Many of them I haven't covered on the podcast, and they're like, each chapter relates to a part of my life. So there's like body scams. I'm gonna tell you about all the weird shit I've done to try to stay thin, and then how I almost whatever. We talk about everything, and then
read
we
in the
couple it in with scams. So like, if I'm talking about housing scams, it'll be about me and how I ended up having to call the police on my roommate and her family because they tried to encroach. It was weird. I don't know. They tried to settle into property. It was wild. But like, there's just like different segments. But the book actually starts with me being like, I went missing when I was 5. LOL. And then you'll learn how I went missing. Like, it's a fun book paired with true crime stories. So you'll learn something.
I clutched my pearls on that. I was like,
Yeah,
fun.
we are parents.
We are
You can't
parents.
tell
That
us
is not fun, Laci. What the fuck?
Yeah, it wasn't fun for my mom.
You're like, oh, LOL. Oh, shut the fuck up.
But that's when I found out I was in
Ben's
love
heart
with
just
scams.
dropped.
Because I
Yes.
go through everything that I like, what happened on that baby's day out. And I honestly almost didn't believe that it was true until like the person who like was typing as I was like dictating this, because at the time I was working several different jobs, Marina, I was like, is this even true? Because I went to Portland to finish my book. I was like, I feel like I'm lying because my life has been so crazy. I've worked for several drug fronts. You learn about a lot of stuff. But on that one, I was like, is this even geographically like possible? And she pulled up the map of exactly where everything was, and she was like, no, you did this. Like, this is true. Like, it's just a strong memory for me. But I was scamming all day as a 5-year-old alone by myself. I watched so much great like Dateline with my grandma, so I was really out here like. But so you'll learn a lot about me. You'll learn some things that I can't believe I even shared. Romance scams is one of my favorite chapters, and you'll learn about how I kind of got groomed for abuse and how it can happen to anyone.
Of course.
Then like, but then the scam story is much lighter and funnier, and like, but also about romance scams. And so it's like, I hope that people can take some heart from the book and learn some things from me. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. There's like a 10 commandments of scams. I'll give you one of them. You can't have a BYOB party if you don't got no parking. Like, bitch, pick a struggle.
Pick a
If I got
struggle.
an Uber, I'm not bringing you no wine.
Yeah.
Be serious.
Yep.
Like,
That's
yeah.
And if I do, I'm drinking out of it and I'm taking it
And I'm
out
taking it
with
home
me.
with me, okay? Everybody
made
should
up
be
that
allowed
rule?
to be 7 minutes late everywhere they go.
Everywhere they go.
Yes, that's the
Wow.
perfect amount of late. Because like 8 minutes, I'm looking like it's 10.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Oh, we be late. Ben hates being late places. So maybe, I'm a scammer if one of the commandments is.
I know you are. We have connected so, like, it was like instant when I met you at Jenny Yang's house, and I was like, I need to know this person.
Same,
like, we had such a good time.
And if you've ever. You've been on the air for so long that I have to describe to people what it's like smelling you in the room. Because in a good way. No, Laci has like 3 different perfumes. So she smells rich. So you're immediately drawn, not only her smile and her whole aura, but you're like, somebody smells like I'm being seduced by somebody's scent in here. Like, who is it?
That's a
and
great
you told me the
scam.
code the other day, and I was like, damn, that bitch smell good. I want to smell like that.
You know what's funny? This is a uniquely Black thing. It actually happened to me right here at the coffee shop. I was in line, and there was a Black woman in front of me, and she turned around and she said, "What is that?" to me.
Because you knew what she was talking about.
Yes, I knew immediately. And I was like, oh, it's this
Immediately.
perfume. And we started cackling. And so it's just like, but even the security guard, when I came in, she was like, oh, you smell good. What is that? And I was like, is this like the Black woman magnet that's happening? Or like white people too polite to be like, what you got on?
Yeah.
Black women are immediately like, what you got on?
Do you smell Laci? I smell her from here.
It's
so perfect. You need to take
I
some
don't know.
Tylenol.
You got COVID?
Right.
No,
right.
Maybe I smell. I don't know.
Maybe it's too
olfactory
strong.
is not
Now I'm
like my go-to thing.
That's funny. You're the first person that I got. Because the whole reason that I do it is that I've watched like Rihanna put on perfume, because I used to just put on a little bit, and I was like, oh, these bitches is dousing themselves in this.
Hair,
I was like,
yes.
yes, and your hair. So when they hug you, they smell it on your neck and your hair and you're behind your ears. And you know, we all know the wrist and the crook of the elbow.
Of course.
Like, yeah. But smell like olfactory senses are tied to memory so strongly that if you smell someone and you like the scent, you automatically have like a more positive like memory of them. And so I'm like, remember me.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
good.
you're so
This is the
unforgettable.
whole Zendaya thing.
Yes.
but scent, yeah. Like dressing a certain kind. Anyway, Laci
That's
was
why
talking.
the dress didn't matter.
Laci was talking about how she likes to like dress with a pop off and how she dressed to kill, but it didn't work out at one point. But you took this note from Zendaya, right?
Yes, well, it was just like, she was like, I would go to premieres that I wasn't in, and, you know, we just hop on the carpet, and I get photos, and, like, obviously, like, she is a sample size model that, like, anything can just hang on.
Yeah.
And I have curves, and that's why I respect designers who can design for my body, because it's like, that takes more work than it does to just, like,
Yep.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, to
of course.
accentuate like the beauty of the female form in every form. But anyways, she was going to these carpets and generating all this press after coming off of the Disney show, right? So she's trying to be taken more seriously. I'm coming off of that Nickelodeon show. I'm trying to be taken more seriously. And I did like Better Call Saul and other shit in between, but it's just like people know me from iCarly, and I'm like, I'm an actress, honey.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do it, and I got it wrong. I was in a pinata dress at a Ralph Lauren event, and my arms are way too shiny. And I told both of you this, and I
Yeah,
was
she
like, I
wasn't
tried to prepare you.
exaggerating.
And then they were like, I'm sure you looked great. I'm sure you looked beautiful. And I showed y'all the picture, and oh my God.
Send it to me as a picture, so we'll put it on
Yes.
the YouTube so people
Yeah,
can
they
see it.
both They gave me church grandma, like.
You're looking at the pinata
You're
dress
like,
right
oh,
now.
your cheekbones look great.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
the
was
hair,
like,
the
you
skin.
got the spirit.
And I know you smell good on that carpet, girl. Look at the
So-
shoes.
so-
Like, look at your smile. Beautiful smiles.
I mean, I've been caught so many times or have you ever been in a situation where like the outfit looked good standing, but then you sit,
You gotta sit in it.
you have to sit in it.
And you gotta
like,
photograph it.
I look like a bus driver
See, it's
when
not
it was
sheer.
sitting because I like a high waist. What's happening now is what I'm describing. I'm just comfortable on our show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta sit.
I like a high waist too. That's why I wore like this boxy, quiet luxury t-shirt. I went into one of those stores in like, I don't know, one of those coastal beach towns, and they got me good.
I know
with
exactly
the whole
what you're talking about.
story
It'll be
about.
like a $95 just plain t-shirt. She's
Yes.
luxurious, fabulous
But
woman.
now I know fashion is language, and so every time I'm on a carpet or something, I'm communicating something. It might be like, you're lucky I even showed up, or maybe like something is like, you know, like how Beyonce had on her cowboy hat, and we knew her country era was
A nice
coming.
nod, yes.
It's like
Or
everything.
like, I
is-
talked to my psychic today, and they gave me great advice.
Not too much on Asha, okay? She's also a professional writer, and she got a house in LA.
Oh,
I'm not
honey,
fucking
she
with
is-
psychics.
She is
Psychics
telling the girls
know what
She's
to
just
do.
doing it for fun, and she
Just
has like
for fun.
black tarot. Like all her decks are black women. Or,
Wow.
Wait, hold up. Can we get it? This sounds
Yeah.
does she do readings? Because I've been trying to get Amber to go to a reading, like because Amber tried to go to a reading once, and she
high
chickened
school.
she chickened out.
I ran out of there. I was like,
Yeah,
was
she's
like,
like, this is
"Gentlemen."
demonic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
I was like, I love
was
that
scared.
shit, but
yeah.
anyway,
we'll get a reading.
I would like that. I'm
And you're gonna
speaking
get
of
a reading.
reading.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love you.
I
Oh my
love
god,
you.
can we have sex today?
Yeah, we can. Speaking of reading, be sure to get Laci's book, Scam Goddess. What is the subtitle after that?
You
Help
wrote
me
it
out,
in
Laci.
there.
Yes, Scam Goddess, lessons from a life of cons, grifts, and schemes. Laci, this has been a treat. Please tell the good people where they can find you, how they can support you, they can see more of you, how they can smell you potentially.
It's how you can smell
Oh,
me.
I
Yes,
got the
where
whiff
can we
now.
go to smell you?
I just got the whiff.
I was fanning it over
I
there.
just got the whiff.
You know, Ben got a little something.
Wait,
you
when
know.
is this coming out again?
This is coming out March 6th.
Oh, right. What am I saying? I know exactly when it's coming
No,
out.
no,
We're,
no,
yeah,
you're
we're
good.
doing our okay. I was gonna say something I can't say. Okay. Hey y'all, you can find me at DIVALACI Diva Laci on all platforms. You can follow Scam Goddess Pod, and you can see our podcast or not see. We ain't doing all this. This is beautiful. I love this. But you can listen to my podcast, Scam Goddess, wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you're in LA, March 13th at the Comedy Store at 10:30, pull up. I'm doing some stand up, and it will be
hell yeah.
wild.
Oh, we'll be there.
10:30. Oh, that's great. I thought it was going to be earlier because that's a Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it's a
Wait,
Wednesday.
Wait, what day? March
13th.
March 13th.
March
A Wednesday.
13th.
I'm doing South by
Oh,
Southwest
hell yeah.
and I'm gonna do some stand up.
We'll be there.
That's perfect.
fun.
Yeah, we're going to come because Ben has a thing he
I have
does
a-
from 6 to 9.
Yeah,
so I
I
just
have
assumed
a, I have
it
a
would
short
be out.
story
But
writing class, but I'll be there.
are you
We'll be
hosting it or are you just on the lineup?
I'm just on the
Not
lineup.
just,
It's called
but
Naked
like
Comedy.
even
Hell
better.
yeah.
Okay, good. Because we
Yes.
just
Fuck
went
yeah.
to Crack 'em Up.
Oh, Crack 'em Up, very black. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We just went there and our friend was hosting. So we will be there on the
Hell yeah.
13th at the Comedy Store to see you.
I love you
100%.
too.
Yeah.
Red Bull in tow, of course, because
I gotta get
it's
the
late.
fuck out of the house.
It's late, but we will be there.
I know.
Raising-
The last time I saw y'all at Kevin's thing, you were like, "We're outside," so we're.
I was like,
outside.
I'm ready to like go and party. I'm like, fuck this.
I was finna go with y'all, but I had to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
wanted to go.
Me
London
too.
was like, "Oh, love, I need to go to bed," and I was like, "I want to go with
I
y'all."
was on London time, honey, because I'm a grandparent, but we will be at your show
Yeah.
at the Comedy Store, and y'all will be there as well. So make sure you follow Laci, and thank you so much for another episode of Fly on the Wildin' podcast. We will see y'all next week for the show. Here is your outro music.
You know they're from TikTok, cause those laughs keep you coming, cause they're wildin' all the time. Before wild throws a tantrum, listen to our silly anthem, cause they're wildin' all the time. Don't swat while Amber squats and does it